Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Welcome. I didn't realize I started the broadcast. I was trying to set something up, but I'll just give me a minute, then we can start properly. 1 second. I was busy fixing it. Um, I had to go and do some checks and things. So let me just check that you can see me and give us a few minutes to talk about things. We just want to come back again and restate a lot of what was said before. So welcome on board. Please join Citizen AY. Help us subscribe, share the broadcast. Let's reach more people. Help us in getting to reach more people with our broadcast. We appreciate your support in what we're doing. So good afternoon. Good afternoon. Welcome to Citizen AY, the platform where we speak truth to power. So let us continue in this vein. We got 1 day to go before the elections, and what we want to do is we'll probably be coming out almost every day, or maybe as often as we can, and we may bring some people on board as we speak. But we will see what happens. Let us see how this goes. So what I want to do above all is to please ask you to help us share the broadcast, and we will be giving you a lot of updates as and when it is possible, as and when we get it, because what we want to do is to give people the opportunity to at least prepare themselves. And it's not very complicated what we're trying to achieve. It's just to make people aware of the what is currently happening on ground. There is a lot of stuff we will talk about it in detail at a minute. We will talk about that. Let's have a look. Okay, good. Yes. So I'll come and give more updates. So give me a minute. Let me just tidy up a little bit in one or two things as I go along. We will start the broadcast proper. Sometimes these things do happen. So what we will do in the middle of all of that is to... So we're just going to just get everything going. So I'm just checking everything as we're doing it. Okay, so just want to just check that you can hear me before we go ahead. Are you all hearing me loud and clear? Because I want to make sure that this is absolutely clear. Yeah, it looks like it's clear. Yes, everything is functioning. Okay, good. I can feel more comfortable now, because sometimes the things don't necessarily go the way you want it. Just check one more thing, then we can begin. Like I said, it's 1 day to go before the elections, and there's a lot of things we need to be aware of. Politically, one of the things that I also want you to I want to talk about is sorry, I'll come back on that, do that in a minute. We're not ready with that just yet, but we'll talk about it, of course. So let's see. Just give me a minute. I'm just trying to make sure everything is working fine here. So give me a minute. Let us make sure we got everything working. Trying to see if you can hear me. Sounds very, very far away. I'm just trying to make sure. Okay, that's better. Yes, you can hear it. I wanted to make sure that you could hear it so that it wasn't... it sounded very far away. So give me a minute, please. We will get ready. We'll get there. Okay. Where is it? Just give me a minute. Of course, it's not going to show. I forgot. Yeah, so okay, so now yeah, Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Citizen Network, the platform where we speak truth to power. Please help us share the broadcast as you're watching it. We need to reach more and more people, so your support is needed in reaching more and more people on the broadcast. We're going to be streaming it also at the same time on YouTube, so on Facebook. So please, whatever you can do to help us reach more people, we of course appreciate that. Just going to make a few more checks before we begin properly, and then we can look at a number of things, and we will look at what is going on. And one of the things is we have to prepare the minds of our people, because a lot of things that is going on, that we have to really begin to prepare the minds of our people, because what they do is to spread. We need to start stopping the sense of fear that is being spread by the government during this time that they want to use to oppress the people. They require you to be scared. They require you to be nervous, so that they can tell you to who to vote for, when to vote, and all of that stuff. And we are trying to make sure that that's not the case. So so let's just carry on with that. And then the other one to do is make sure we reach more and more people. So please help us spread the broadcast, help us share it, help us publicize the broadcast. We'll probably be doing more and more broadcasts over the coming, we might spend a few hours on here easily, depending on how things go. We may spend a few hours on it, and just to talk about things from that point of view, really, to give us clearer picture of what is to happen. But I want to talk about something, and I'm going to, and I think it is worth us talking about it a great deal. So please do share this broadcast. You're watching Citizen Network, the platform where we speak truth to power. So, how long? So, now let's do this again. So you will hear the song How Long. But before I go ahead, let us make sure we get everything else ready so that we can go into this properly and then begin. I'm happy to say the issues that I've had before in terms of the network connection, it is unlikely for that to happen now because we've rectified that. So yeah, I'm happy to say that's going to go on, and we'll do a test run today to prove it. So good afternoon and welcome to Citizen Network, the platform where we speak truth to power. We're back again. We've been having one or two issues in terms of the broadband and network. It was going down and it was shutting off, and it is unlikely for that to happen now. We've got it. We've got that resolved. Please, if you're watching, as you're joining us, please do share this broadcast. I had to spend a bit of time this morning looking through all the entire system to make sure that it really wasn't going to be faltering again. And sometimes it could be as little as a broadband issue, calling them up and then checking all the connections and making sure they were all as is. So all of that combined gave us the good news, which I'm relaying to you now, that yes, Citizen Network, the platform where we speak truth to power, is stable, and it's unlikely that we'll have issues before we doing the broadcast. But what we're trying to do is the issues that you see on the screen, we will go into it in detail. But for now, what I want us to do, again, one day before this election, if you're getting this broadcast, please do share. Don't forget to go ahead and subscribe to Citizen AY, the platform where we speak truth to power on YouTube. We'd very much like that. We'd very much appreciate your support. So please share this broadcast. It looks much more stable now on a lot of levels. So before we go too far ahead, we will bring the song, and you will hear that song again, one day before the election, the day before the election, one day and a bit. Citizen AY. My people, I throw it alone.
Or Peter Obi no be the solution. Now the solution, now it be the solution. Make una wake up, make una wake up. Time down knock, baga. You be Yoruba man, you be Biafran. I want make una know say self-determination now your right you. How long? How long una go dey suffer? 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 Yoruba land na your land yo. Middle belt na your land yo. Hausa land na your land yo. Biafra land na your land yo. No be Nigeria. No be Nigeria. No be Nigeria. No be Nigeria. La 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 oh.
So, good morning to you all. So that's a tune I wrote. It's called How Long Una Go to Suffer. You can download it on iTunes or Spotify. Please, whatever you do, if you can, help us download that tune. Just type it on Spotify, iTunes. It will come up. Download it. It's less than £1. Those of you who are in the UK and in the US and outside. And you can share it. The words there, they're very particular. The military are still controlling what's going on. So please, I'm glad those of you who are showing up, who love the song, go ahead and download it. Help us spread it to reach more people. Welcome on board. You're watching Citizen AY live. We are live right now. The time is quarter to 3 in the UK, and that will be about 3:45 in location 9419. So now the election is going to be happening. But I want you all to, those of you who are going to vote in the elections, those are the candidates there. We'll read through a host of them. Tinubu, Sane, Kachuku, Showore, Mustafa, Imumolen, Uweadi Abga, Oji, I think Ori, I can't remember, I can't see her name properly. Nadi, Adenuga, Obi, Kwakwanso, and a host of others. Of course, Atiku's in there as well. Now, the reason I'm saying this is this. You see on the outside, it says, 1 day to go to the fraudulent elections, 2023 elections. And it mentions the 3 key points that I would like people to really look at as the elections are about to happen. The 3 key things that we want to talk about briefly. And then we will do, I've mentioned it, stocking up on food, download VPN, be at alert. So now the other thing I want to just quickly show you, and those of you who are on here, if I can, I'll quickly show you 3 further points to illustrate. And we might go into that in detail. So let's quickly show you those points as well. These are the 3 key points we're looking at. So main topics today. It's the ongoing new Naira crisis in the southern parts of Nigeria. Keep in mind, northern parts remain unaffected as CBN ferries new Naira to them. They're ferry new Naira to them. It's happening in Kano, and I'm sure it's happening in other places. But you've seen videos where in the south, people don't have the money. Secondly, trade by barter is fast spreading in the south as a direct result of scarcity of cash. So growing unrest about the scarcity of fuel and cash also. And in that particular one, we will go into detail about that if we can. I mean, for example, people now, if you're going to take 4,000 naira out, you are paying 2,000 naira to get 4,000 naira out. I mean, this is a joke. So that is one of the things we wanted to highlight. So let's go into the 3 key points now. Let me just go and check that. So the 3 key points that we're looking at. Please, we again urge you, get supplies in. If you can get your supplies today, before today, latest tomorrow, please do so. Don't leave it. Don't leave it to chance. If you can, get your supplies in. That is to say, your food, your water, all of those things. Because to be honest, nobody knows what is going on. And there are 1 or 2 videos which I will show you to indicate what is likely to happen. In some respects, we've been taken back to our past by this government, by those in government. And they've done it again right in front of our faces. And I want us all to be very, very alert and aware. So please, 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 like I said, stock up on food. Stock up on as much food you can get. Get your food, source how much food you can get around, Yeah, I'm tired of suffering and suffering. Yes. Thank you very much, Oluwa Fumilayo. Yesterday, Showumi, thank you very much for your wonderful comments. Yes, we're tired of suffering and smiling. We want to take. That's why we need to take action. So everybody that's on the other platforms, I greet you all, of course. Welcome on board. Let's quickly have a look at those of you who are on the YouTube as well, and quickly say a few hellos to you all as well. And please do share the broadcast as you join us. We really do appreciate you. So yes, Dikiagbaraizu, welcome on board. Abayomi, oh yes. Thank you very much. So welcome on board. Yes. So please help us spread this the news as you're coming in. Subscribe. Subscribe. Hit notification button as well. Give us a thumbs up. So we are on YouTube live right now, and we would like you to help us grow the platform. We need your support. Help us reach more and more people, because the information that we're providing here is something to really help to get people to be more safe in how they go about doing their daily activities. It is of immense importance. So let me just make sure I check that. What's going on here? Okay, pin that. So good afternoon again and welcome. So like I was saying, point number 1, stock up on food supplies. Get as many of what you can get together. I know the funds. One of the major issues is that people haven't got funds or they haven't got access to funds. So, and they find that very difficult to be able to, to sustain themselves. And getting money out is one of the issues with buying food that I've heard about, is that people, to get the money out is a major problem. Because to get the money out, they are often being asked between 2,000 to 4,000 pounds, 4,000 naira, for 10,000 naira. Between 2,000 to 4,000 naira for every 10,000 naira they take out. So that is that's a real difficulty. And this is happening only in the south. This is happening only in the south. In the north, they are getting support from the government. So it is really, really important that we all explain and understand this. The government in Nigeria don't care about you if you're a southerner, but they will send the CBN to go out and meet you with money in your community. None of that is existent in the south. The question we should be asking ourselves as southerners is, why is it that southern leaders are totally silent? Governor Dapo Abiodun said, it wasn't my fault, the CBN's fault. But why is it that the CBN took money to the north? Why is it that the southern governors did not also insist that money be taken to the south to help the people in the south? So, and these are the same people you're going to be voting for in the next few days. So these are real critical questions that we're asking. Please continue to share the broadcast. We appreciate you all. You're watching Citizen AY, the platform where we speak truth to power. Now, so when you go to the market, you may have to do 1 or 2 things. I touched on it, barter. You may have to trade by barter. So if somebody has fish and you have plantains, you have to, I'm just giving you ideas, but we'll talk about it where it's happening. So stock up on food, water, your battery. Number 1, those things, very important. Number 2, download the VPN. Download the VPN, which is called the Virtual Private Network. I'll see if I can put the link up on I'll put the link up on Facebook, YouTube. the link is too big to put on YouTube, so it won't take it. I would put it again on Facebook here. So those of you who may not have had the opportunity to at least have a free VPN, because we are hearing that today they are likely to switch off the network or on the phone lines, the connection. They are likely to switch it off from today. We don't know. We're not saying for definite, but we're saying we don't know. And if we're saying we don't know, it's always best to err on the side of caution and make sure that you have the information that you need. You try and provide those things. So we will put the things on the link on the page. We'll do it on both Oduduwa TV Radio and Citizen AY simultaneously. We cannot put it on the YouTube because the link is fairly big. It's a Google one, but I might be able to point you in that direction if time permits. If we're able to get that sorted out. But you will see come up now. Those of you on Citizen AY, you will see the link come up in a few minutes, and I might share it again right throughout the broadcast as a reminder, because and this is for our people at home, so they have at least a VPN that they can So there you go. So all you have to do is tap on that. So Ike, Charitan, Giwa, George, Yomi, welcome on board. And how many others are here? Yes, Oluwafumi, Layo, you today show me. Yes, we're talking and you left. I'm tired of suffering. I agree with you. So that's the link there. If you tap onto that link, I'm going to try and do the same thing. Let me tap on that link and you will see as I'm talking about it now, because I want you to have that link as an option. Okay, let me just move that up here. So I will tap on the link and you will see it come up on my broadcast. I want you to have that. So we quickly run through that. Now, you will see what will happen when I tap on the link. So here we go. So when I tap on the link, it will take you to this virtual private cloud. Try PVPC free. Now, the reason we are showing you that this is because it is a 90 days. You can try it for free for 90 days before you buy it. It is Google one. So when you click on it, when you click on this, what will happen is it will then take you to the page where you can get the stuff that it will give you a bit more detail. It gives you the, you can complete it. You'll have to give them your credit card details, but they say on here, as you can see on the screen, they say on here, no auto charge after free trial ends. We ask you for your credit card details to make sure that you are not a robot. You won't be charged unless you manually upgrade to a paid account. So it is more to make sure that you're not a robot or anything like that. But then you can fill the rest in yourself. You continue and the details and your address and everything else will come up as you're doing it. So I'm not going to go ahead and do that now. I just wanted to provide you with the option to know that. Sorry, beg your pardon, not that. Let me just let's go back here. So I don't want to do that, and I might show that to people as we go on later on. So I'll keep that on there. 1 second. So that is something that we can do. So that's point number 2. So as I talk to you, okay, also let me go and share that on Oduduwa TV Radio as well, and say a quick hello to all our guests who are on there. And I want to thank each and every one of you that are subscribing to Citizen AY on YouTube. Please continue to do so. Share it with family and friends. We have great content on here. We are very informative. We only speak truth to power on Citizen AY, the platform where we speak truth to power. On Oduduwa TV Radio, of course, we stand on the truth. That's what we do. And we are here to enlighten our people and to break the cycle of enslavement, mental enslavement that we have all collectively experienced. And our role here is to keep you informed so you can make informed decisions. So now I've pinned again, not pinned it. I've shared the VPN link again. So thank you very much, admin, for joining us on there. I appreciate that. Admin Alagbaima, I think you've done that fantastic. So let me just quickly say a quick hello to people who are on Oduduwa TV Radio on Facebook. Akinola Akpong, good morning. And there's somebody else as well. Oluwafumulayo, okay, yes, you're on there as well. Akinola Akpong and somebody else. Adeboye, Akion Oluwasegun Adeboye, and a few others as well. So let me see. Abefe Ade Kolawole Obafemi Ayinlola Olawunmi Iyabo Olubunmi Oluwole and many others. So I greet you all. Welcome to Citizen AY. This broadcast is going to be in English because it's on Citizen AY. We may speak some Yoruba in between, but please do help us share the broadcast. What we're trying to do right now is to keep our people alert and aware. We've talked about, number one, stock up on food, stock up on water, and if you can get some, charge your batteries up, download the VPN and make sure you have it just in case if the network goes down, you can connect among yourselves. And the beauty about the VPN, the virtual private network, stands for VPN. The beauty of it is that should in case of incasity, you never know. Anything can happen in that place. So what we want you to do is to be able to have the option to be able to communicate among yourselves without necessarily being tracked by the government or whoever is doing the tracking. You've already seen they've already killed a senatorial aspirant, Oyibo Chukwu, I think it's called, in Enugu. He was killed last night, and 3 other people were injured as well. May soul rest in peace. What we are saying is this: we are taking this opportunity to tell you, please do not be a pawn in their game. Do not lose your life in the game that they're playing. And that is why we're saying to you, the election is a meaningless election. It is fraudulent because the basis upon which it is being carried out is fraudulent. It is very, very fraudulent. So we are trying to enlighten our people and make us aware of the things that are being done. And what we most of all want you all to do is to have the ability to be able to reason and see things and deduce from these things yourselves. We want you to have the ability to make a decision based on a free will. Many people are intent. They say they want to exercise their democratic right. Please, I want you to understand that we are not a democracy. We are a unitary system of government because the government has imposed this fraudulent 1999 constitution on us without asking us for a referendum. Let me say that again. We are not a democracy. We are a unitary system of government because they did not ask us via a referendum if we were happy to go ahead with the 1999 constitution. So as such, the constitution that we have now is an imposition. So when they tell you that we're a democracy, try and understand there's a big difference. A democracy is when the people willingly, via a referendum, they vote in elections and they vote in the referendum to either support or reject the referendum or make changes. In this case, in the case of the 1999 fraudulent promulgation decree number 24 of 1999, there was no referendum. So you can take it from me that we are a unitary system of government. We are not a democracy until we, the people, via a referendum, in the similar way they are carrying out this election. In many, that's why we keep saying we want a referendum. We would have much preferred a referendum where the people's voices were heard on their constitution before we voted on any president. But they're not doing that. We're faced with this. So with that in mind, now knowing that we are a unitary system of government, what I want you all to do, if you are going to vote, you need to understand that your voting will have no impact on the result. I hope that makes sense. Your voting, you're going to cast a vote, will not have an impact on the result. Because of the mere fact it is a unitary system of government, the government decides who is going to be the next person, regardless of where you vote for, who you vote for. The people in power, the cabals in power decide who the next president is, regardless of who you vote for. And that is why we need a referendum. As it currently stands now, the current system that we have now, they will decide for you, for 200 million people. So if no more than 20 to 30 people will sit in a room, decide among themselves who the next president is going to be. And that is separate from you casting any vote in a ballot box. That is the reality of the situation. And that is because it is a unitary system of government. We are not a democracy. Any talk of a democracy, it is a smoke screen. It is a smoke screen. So it is very important. I will be showing you 1 or 2 videos that would really highlight and explain to you why we should be going full pelt. Whatever this, whoever who's chosen this result, why we should be going for self-determination and the route of referendum. So give me a second, please. So please, as you're watching Citizen AY, the platform where we speak truth to power. I'd really like you to do something for me. Take a minute, share this broadcast. If you haven't subscribed to Citizen AY on YouTube, please go ahead and do so. By doing so, we'll reach more and more people, because the information that we're giving here, we're trying to break down and explain the things that have been used to pull the wool over our eyes. And even in this, with this 1 day to go to the fraudulent elections that is happening, we need people to know exactly what to expect and the kind of things that they should really understand if you are going to vote. If you are one of those who still believes in one Nigeria and you are going to vote, we very much want you to join this broadcast, because we'll be showing you a series of videos that will make it apparent for you to look at it again and decide if it is in your if your voting is in your interest or in the interest of those who are telling you to vote, knowing fully well that the decision of who the next president is going to be is not reliant on your vote. It is not reliant on your vote at all. And that is what people need to really understand. So the kind of discussions that we're having here, Christian, Christian, good afternoon, my sister. I've been in touch with you. Christian Bamidele, thank you very much. It's been a while. I will give you a call, and we will, we need to chat and catch up on things. So what I'm saying is this: when you go and vote in elections, there are certain things you need to be aware of. When you go and vote, if you decide to go and vote, you run a lot of certain amount of risk. Number one, your voting is not what is going to decide who the next president is going to be. Your voting is not going to decide that. No, it is out of your hands. INEC and those who are going to be in the room will decide who they select. You going to vote is just to give an appearance that we're a democracy, but we're not. We are a unitary system of government. Take it or leave it. That's the reality. So when you are talking about one Nigeria, you need to understand that as we speak, one Nigeria is denying people the ability to actually have a good quality of life. And they're doing things in a number of ways. Let me show you a video if I can. Okay, in fact, let me go. Right, we're going to start off with this one here. Now, I want you to look the picture that you see on the screen. Look at that. We're talking about elections, and what you see in front of you is a police officer, a policeman, and he almost looks like a military man, doesn't he? And that's the police there. Now, you can't tell if they are police or army because they're wearing green. Now, the reason I'm saying this to you is that they are projecting an element of power when they're wearing this, because they know that people associate the army with power and army with green. So when you see green means power. So that is why you see the police officer should not be wearing that. They should be wearing the blue and black. They should be wearing the blue navy blue top with the black trousers to signify the police. But what they've done by wearing clothes that are similar to the army can join in suppressing the people at any point. And that is the danger of going out to vote. Because when they've got you don't know which one is which. They can mix the military with the police because they are wearing similar clothes. Do you get it? They are wearing similar clothes. Because you can see the men on there. Now let me see if I can get you a video. I'm going to go back here. Let's keep that on there. So what is being done is, this is a psychological attempt. Sorry, let me see if I can get that back. Did I get it there? Sorry. Oh, I must have pushed something here. I'll go back. So yes. So we will bring that back. Let me just check something here quickly. So what is being done is a psychological attempt to make you fear the military, to make you bow to the military, and then they use, because the police are using military clothes, you don't see the difference. They are the same. This is all psychology. Keep in mind, this is all psychology. Let me see if he, let me see. Now, that's the one. You see, there you go. Can you see? Can you sit down? So they are working with guns. This is all psychological. We need to understand that. When you see them with guns, because like I said, you associate the military, the color green, you associate it with the military. The green and the military is power. So when you see the green anywhere else, it's power. And you are psychologically, you fear it. You don't question it. You don't question it. And that is what they have been using to completely dominate all of us. And we need to break that cycle. That is what I want you to see. Just keep looking at that picture. It's very important. I'm actually going to, let me try and blow it up a bit more. So give me a minute. Let me do something quickly here. Because I want to, 1 minute, I'm going to do something quickly. Just give me a minute. Let me see if I can do something with it. I don't know if you can see it. I'm just trying to do something quickly so you can see it. I'm going to just screen grab, and then we can then talk about it in a bit more detail. Because it's sometimes when we talk about things, it doesn't make sense. But when we process it and break it down, then it becomes something that you can go, okay, you know what, I see it. Because sometimes what has been done, we have been so programmed to not use our thinking faculties by the system that many of us, it's like they have to tell us what to do, and then we do it, because that is how we've been programmed to do things. We have not been given the opportunity to express ourselves, to question things. One of the prerequisites of being one of the indicators that you're in a democracy is that the government will never tell you what to think. They will never tell you what to do. They will never tell you, let's pray for Nigeria. They will never tell you any of that. They will focus on what they need to do, which is to provide you with infrastructure, roads, water, light, schools, bridges. They will never tell you anything. But if you notice with the Nigerian government, let us pray for Nigeria. They will have a 30-day prayer session, and they are telling you to pray for something that they suppose that is their responsibility. They will tell you what to do. They will tell you what clothes to wear. They will tell you what to wear. They mixed in Sharia law with the governance. They will tell you, no, we believe, all of these things, they become like dictators, So the reason I'm doing what I'm doing here is to really highlight that. And I'm hoping that, we can see. Let me just see if this is that correct? 1 second. I want to just check. No, that's not it. 1 second. And then just take a step back, do this quickly. It'll come up in a minute. I was just checking something, but it will be back in a second, no doubt. So I will just want to explain. I want to blow that picture up so I can see it has a very significant impact when we see it. Oh, come on. Oh, man. Okay. It's not playing the game. It's not doing what I wanted to do right now. Just now. Okay, let me see. Okay. Let's go and do somewhere. Okay. Okay. Sorry. Okay, 1 second. Just give me a minute. It's just been a bit difficult at this point, but we will go in there. Okay, good. Now, I'm hoping it will work. There we go. Now that's it. So you're going to see it in a minute, because I wanted to make it bigger so you can see it. Because sometimes when you see things, you don't fully understand. So that was on Now you can see that now. There you go. So, like I said, in your mind, when you see the military men, when you see the policemen, now you cannot tell the difference between the police or the army. Normally, the police will wear blue and green, and blue top, like a navy blue top, and black trousers. Now they are wearing the similar things. Look at the guy talking on the TV, the policeman. He's wearing clothes like this man here, Magashi. Let me show you. I did some research earlier on. Can I do that? Yeah, I'm going to try and show you what I mean. So there's a lot of things that we need to read. The symbolism is very powerful because that's what they use to control you. Look at this. Not that one. Not that one. Look at this one. Look at Magashi here. Look at Magashi here. Can you see? Can you see? I don't know if you can see. If you look at Magashi here, see what he's wearing? It's green. When you get green in it, and look at what the man on the screen is wearing. Look at what he's wearing. Can you see? I'm going to do something with the Magashi picture. I might bring it in. Can you see that with the green? Again, it's all part of the picture because now we understand green is power. And those who wear the green, they are to be feared. These are all psychological moves. They are to be feared. And on top of that, you then put the mix of the religions telling you to pray for Nigeria, God will do it, this person will win. All of that stuff. It is all designed to weaken you. So when you go to vote in elections, you need to understand that everything that you're watching is intended to get you to subdue yourselves to those who are in power. That is it. But the key thing is, in a democracy, the democracy is supposed to respect you. You are the ones that they are answerable to. But with everything going on, they are making you answerable to those who have put themselves in power. And that is very important for us to understand. So that's why we're trying to break this down in intricate details. So let me just listen to what that guy said. So I'll come back to this picture. Let's go back again. So like I said, you've seen Magashi. The color green is significant because it's tied to power. It's tied to the power. When you possess power, when you wear green, you're saying that you are powerful. And, you know, all of these things are symbolisms. The symbols is what people, we respond to it because we've been trained to respond to it. We've been trained because in the church they say, listen to the pastor, listen to the imam. They know it all. If they say something to you, we bow to them. And the army and those in power, the military, have used that to control the nation. Every time somebody stands up and they speak, the president, you will see behind them, there is a military man behind them. When the president speaks, there will be somebody behind them. When the governor speaks, there will be somebody. They are always military. And that green is to symbolize power. It symbolizes power. So that's what they are doing to psychologically depress us. When you see that, you're not even aware that you are succumbing to it, but you are, because it's part of the process of controlling us. We need to understand that. So I wanted to touch on that briefly. Let us hear a little bit. No, I don't want to know that one. Sorry. We're not doing that. So let us hear what this man has to say for a few minutes here. He's talking about the elections. Please keep in mind, myself personally, I do not see any point in elections. What we need to be working for right now is to ensure that our people begin to prepare themselves and empower us within the community to hold those whoever is in power to account. That's number one. Then number two, the goal of going for a referendum, because this constitution is a fraud. The election is going to be a travesty of justice. The winner is not going to be the person who announced as the winner of the elections, just like they did with Abiola all the way back in June 12, 1993. So let's listen to what he has to say for a few minutes. Let's just hear. 1 minute.
Where you don't allow people to come out to vote is only going to reduce the turnout. That doesn't mean the election will not hold in that place.
You see?
It's only going to reduce the turnout. And whatever the number of people that come out, that's the vote the INEC will count. If you have to have 500 people somewhere and you're having...
Hello, we're live on air. Do you know?
It's just going to be a low turnout. Not that the election will not hold.
We're live on air.
Everywhere. But don't do ourselves any disservice if We try to send people away. We threaten them not to come out. It's
I'll
going
come
to be
back.
a disservice, even to your own candidate, your own person that you're
I will call that person back,
to
but hold on.
canvass, vote for. So we want to urge Nigerians that enough of this. We need to sheath our swords and make sure we embrace peace. Like we say in the police, our jingle is we say I choose peace.
Please look at the colors on him. I want you to understand that. The colors on him, it's green. It's a mixture of green and everything else. It's symbol of power. You need to respect. Just keep listening to all of and all through our channels this morning, he was on there for all of 2 hours. All of that is designed to send out a message to you, those of you watching, that we are the ones in power, we are the ones in control. It's not about what he's saying, it's about what he's wearing. It's really important we understand that. Now let's carry on for a little bit more.
Everybody must choose peace. And like I always tell people, if you are causing problem, that man who pulls trigger to declare a war might not live to see the end of that war. So you can't claim monopoly of violence because you are somebody or you think you have certain things with you that is pushing you to cause problem in Nigeria.
So can you see the way that you see in Europe, in the UK, during elections, you don't see the police outside. You don't see the police station. I've been to police stations in the UK. You never see the police. You never see the army. They are not out. And that is what you need to understand. So please, those of you who are thinking that we're a democracy, it is not a democracy. Oh. It is a unitary system of governance. That's the reality. For a military man in the UK, they make sure that the police and the military they are nowhere to be seen. Of course, they are around. They are doing their job, but they are not anywhere near the polling stations or in and around anywhere, because it gives the people the freedom to choose who they want. In the conditions that we are now, everybody is afraid. You are making a choice with one eye on, oh, is the military around? Oh, if I hear a gunshot, people right now, they're waiting to just hear a gunshot and they scamper, they will run. That is what's going to happen. That's the reality. So please, I want you to really think about what we are saying here. We're not saying it as a way to scare anybody, but we have to tell you that you really have to think about this. If you're going to vote in the elections, I get it, you want to vote. I understand all of that. I understand that, you want to exercise what you perceive. You perceive this to be a democratic right. But you need to understand that the foundation of what you are looking at is not, they are under duress. Yeah. BC Olokpe J. Indeed, you're right. James Friday, welcome. All hail Biafra and Odudua. Absolutely, all hail. So, submit is the word willing to give up their power. Exactly. So yeah. So what I am saying to you all is please, in the middle of all of this, you need to understand that the decision for your president is made by those people, the cabal who are in control of the nation. Your election, your voting will not change it. And I will show you a series of things to buttress my point. Let's proceed a little bit more. I'll play a few more of this guy. In fact, I'll forward it. So all through 2 hours now,
to manage every situation
on channels
professionally,
they were just bringing. This guy was on there, and it was sending a message that we're in charge.
In line with the best practices. So we have no cause for any alarm. People should come out and cast their votes. We are good to go, and we want good governance in Nigeria. If you don't have good electoral process, you cannot. You see, the thing is this. In the UK, what he just said there, the UK, the military or the police, they cannot make any political comment whatsoever. They are supposed to be out of that discussion. Even if they are going to say anything, they have to be in civilian clothes. They have to be in civilian clothes. Because as he's speaking, he is speaking as a government official. And as one of the persons that's a function of government, which is provide safety and security as police officers. And what it should not be questioned, or it should not be going to any question in terms of, oh, we want good governance. It is nothing to do with him.
It is, as a role, as a police officer, his job is to protect the civilians. So you can already see his words are being controlled. But let me play it again. Let me play again. I want you to hear those words. Hear these words. Hear it.
Cast their votes. We are good to go, and we want good governance in Nigeria. If you don't have good electoral process, you cannot have good governance.
Now, he should not be expressing those views as a policeman. He should not, because he should be neutral. In the UK, the military and the police are neutral. Indeed, they must not be involved in politics. So they don't get seen at all. They do not get seen. So that's what I wanted you to be aware of. And of course, I want to show you this. 1 day, 16 hours, 35 minutes, 42 seconds to their fraudulent elections. It is important for us to really, hold on to that fact and know that is what is driving this. They are trying to say they've got a mandate, but it's not a mandate. It is already, it's a smoke screen. It's not a mandate. It's a mere smoke screen. And if you want to vote, by all means, you can exercise that right. But understand that you are voting for a unitary governance and not a democratic one. Understand that. Really, really important. And unless we have a referendum where we, the people, voted that in, Yeah. You don't see them out. Thank you. Exactly. You don't see them out. There is, if there is no war or rescue mission, you don't see them out. Exactly. So, and that's another thing. The military are supposed to be, either at the borders or in the barracks, not in the country. That's what the military are supposed to be. So let me show you this. I'm going to show you 1 or 2 videos. And I want you to look at this thing again, because it's important when we're doing this that we really critically analyze what is being done. Again, those of you voting, please do not do something that is going to put your life at risk, because when you have guns, all the amount of, there should never be guns when you are having an election, because it's a recipe for disaster. When you have guns anywhere in the vicinity of you making a decision about elections, it's a recipe for disaster. It really is a recipe for disaster. So let me do this. I want to just get this to you. 1 second. Let me see. I'm just going to go and get that to you. Oh, if I can find it. Okay, I'll come to the other one. Let me show you this one here. I want you to look at this one, and then we'll come back and talk about the other one. Let's look at this one. Yeah, okay. I talked earlier on about people.
The central bank to deposit my money. Now I'm going to show you the crowd over here right now, and you see how Nigeria look like now. This is Nigeria.
Let me pause it there. Look at the amount of people who are out. They're trying to deposit money. The CBN is not allowing them to deposit money. That's the reality of what people face. See? This was perhaps yesterday, maybe a few days ago. Let's do again. Let's
go. Get any opportunity.
So the guy he wrote on the screen, Nigerians, please don't vote. And that's the question I'm trying to put to those of you who are going to vote. This is somebody on ground. He's trying to put his own money in the central bank. There's so much people that he will never get it done. But the same people who are failing to provide you with the services you need are telling you to vote for somebody. What sense does that make?
To even enter the central bank to deposit my money. Now I'm going to show you the crowd over here right now, and you see how Nigeria look like now. This is Nigeria.
And this, keep in mind, this is mainly in the south. This is mainly in the south. Now, I'm going to show you one more. Let me get another one out. I want to show you one more to contrast this. Contrast this to the south, to the north. Let me show you what they've done in the north. Because I want you to see exactly why it is important. If you're still thinking about voting, you need to know this contrast between what is happening in the south and what is happening in the north. And then you decide for yourself, based on what you see, if that makes sense. Okay. Okay. Okay, now let's get this done. Sorry about that. I'm just trying to get something. So I'm going to show you a video of the I'll quickly show you the video of Fulani men being brought in and being they're effectively being given the naira in their town, in their village. Contrast that to what we're going. I'll show you in a minute, to what we just witnessed, and that's what I'm trying to get us to understand. Please, as you're watching, go ahead and subscribe to Citizen AY on YouTube. You'll help us. You'll help us get reach more and more people, and we're truly grateful for your support. So let's go ahead. Let's go continue. Now we're gonna push through and get this one here. Where is it? 1 second, please. No, it's a long video. Videos. Okay, 1 second. I just need to access it. I thought I had it in on to hand, but yeah, here we go. Here we go. Now you're gonna see it come up. No. We don't want that. No ads, please. So 1 second. Skip. Okay. Now watch this now, and just watch for a minute or two. Watch this. This is in the north. Yeah, this is in the north.
In Pasi, a remote area.
This is in the north.
Libya local government area of Kano State. Access road to the community is very poor, with no visible communication network. The mission of the Apex Bank was made known to the community leaders, and after.
Remember again, they're wearing green, a sign of power.
The people came out in large numbers, both young and old, to exchange their old Naira notes for new ones. Those with automated teller machine cards were also attended to.
I'm so happy to see the officials of the bank in our community. All my old notes was changed to new ones.
Though the policy is not convenient for us, but since it is a government policy, we have no choice than to obey.
The team also visited Bunkure, Rano, and Tudunwada local government areas with the same mission.
We have been thinking of how we are going to take our old notes to the city, but thank God that the officials of the central bank have come to our community.
Did you hear? He said the officials of the central bank have come to their community. Please, I want to know, those of you that are going to vote in the south, how many of the central bank officials have come to your own community? How many? If you're going to vote, I'm not saying don't vote. Oh, I'm just asking, how many of the officials, central bank, have you seen within your community? Keep in mind of the last video I just showed you, where in front of the Central Bank of Nigeria, people were screaming and fighting. But look at what is happening in Kano. This is in Kano. Do you think your voting will make a difference? It's up to you. You have the choice. But I'm showing you evidence of what is happening in the north and what is happening in the south. And if you're a southerner and you're going to vote in the elections, I think it's important for you to know the reality of what you are voting for. Don't you? Okay, let's carry on.
We thank the central bank for coming to our community. We are so grateful.
Deputy Director of the Central Bank of Nigeria, Muhammad Ali, who monitored the exercise, urges the people to take advantage of the opportunity provided for them.
You can see it's a remote area,
You see?
We've been going to remote areas to make sure that people that have the old notes bring it out, and so that we can exchange it with the new one. The cash swap initiative that the bank introduced.
They're even doing cash swap initiatives, but none of that is in the South. There are questions I think we need to ask the governors in the South, the House of Reps in the South, the senators, because if this is happening in the North, have they got two heads or something? I just want to know. Let's carry on.
Well, the process has been very cordial. We're all happy to do that. People were happy that we've come down up to their doorsteps, to exchange their money. Some you can see is a far distance from here to where they can get a bank. So they're happy that they are not going to lose their money at the end of the day. It's an opportunity that the government have provided, the central bank, so that they can now, since we're here, they can bring up their money and then so that we can exchange it for them. If they are not able to do that, then the other option is to make sure that they now take their money to a bank for a deposit.
The Apex Bank said the process will continue across the 44 local government areas of the state. Ayo Adinaye, Arise News Kanu.
So the reason I'm doing this, I'm gonna let's pause it there. So I want you to contrast that sharply with what I showed you a moment ago. I showed you this moment ago. Contrast that with this ban here. The central bank in central London, in Lagos. Contrast that. Look.
Get any opportunity to even enter the central bank to deposit my money. Now I'm going to show you the crowd over here right now, and you see how Nigeria look like now. This is Nigeria.
I'm trying to do compare and contrast so you see what we mean. Yeah? For those of you who want to vote, if you want to vote, go ahead. But that's the reality that you face. So let me find another one for you. The time, I'm going to try and keep that time there so we know what's going on. So I want us to really be thinking about what it is we're trying to do if we say we are going to vote. If you're going to vote, if you must vote, okay. I get it that you want to vote. I get you want to exercise the democratic right. But the question you should ask is, are we democratic? That's the question you should ask. Are we even democratic? So, and I think that would then give you a better idea of what you should do, what steps you need to take. I'm going to show you one more video. Let me see if I can show you another one. Now, this one here. Again, you are going to vote. And I'm not saying don't vote, but I want to show you this. Those of you who want to vote. Oh, sugar. Sorry, I've just lost it. It went off completely. 1 second, let me check it again. 1 minute, I'll check it again. Let me check it. It's there. I just saw it just now. I'll get it up again. I just lost the. It totally went, but I'll get there. Don't worry, we'll get it back. Okay, now that's the one I wanted to see. This is it.
Premises. Okay. So all the plenty people.
Okay, so now I want you to see your PVC will not count for much, unfortunately, but don't take my word for it. Look at what has happened to some PVCs in Newi just yesterday. Watch.
Not be small thing, people of God. Now this authority FM in Newi, the premises. One hot I don't go pay plenty PVC when the door for side. Account meeting, carry and come authority FM premises. As it be so, all the plenty PVC when they for a year, where it pass, if it don't reach 1 million, belong to Navy North. The ones who don't check, now Navy North people now get this PVC. May for tell everybody when it's happening, your friend and friend when we shall, your company people, when no see the PVC. May they find and come authority FM compound and a person, see the people when bring a call, they can come authority FM premises. As it be like this now. These PVC, they were compound. That the people who pick and be this, they carry and come, jump and they say they pick and for a million. And all the ones who don't check, all of them, and they will not. Umudim, more of Umudim people, okay, logo. Now here they come jump and more. In case if you don't find your PVC, go say they say no see how. If you waka carry and come, waka come authority affair, come begin check and if you carry check on shall, because it's plenty. Go fine. If you see your compound person own, we'll carry and send them. Now the people who bring and come be this. And at the bag when they say rapper, it means say don't say. They wrap am for inside this bag wey don dirty like this. Put am inside the butter. Control. Oga, which side you say you see am sef?
Akamelu.
For side the bed na Akamelu. Ezenwachukwu side.
I be hunter.
Okay. Ebe Ijelu hunting okay. All right, better people. My name is Maki, the area mama, the one and the only. Na me do the report from Authority FM compound. I just the report and as just show.
So I'm going to pause it there. What you see on the ground is effect is 500,000, at least 500,000 PVCs that was intended to ensure that the people of Nnewi never got to exercise that right. You see what I'm saying? This is, they know that people want to come out and vote and they want to suppress the voters. They want to suppress the voters. So if you're going to vote in any elections, you know, yeah, exactly. Somebody said we are not fighting war. Why the police and army have to come out on elections? It doesn't make sense. Exactly. And they want to make it a war. This is all about psychology. We need to understand it's about psychology. So, but anyway, so let me just tell
No, this evening, now they carry and come. So, I bet me share this video. Some people when they say they find their PVC, election on this Saturday, see the PVC. It plenty no be small, like it
election is on Saturday, and they've dumped 500,000. So how many more communities are going through this? How many more communities has this happened to? And what's INEC? The INEC of this, the head of INEC in that state should already be arrested. But you know, this will never happen. I'm showing those of you that want to go and vote in elections to show you what is going on.
Plenty, plenty. And we not all of them. We not all the ones who don't check so far. We not. So if you never see your own or you go to INEC, you know, see, make for carry and come authority and come and know whether you go see your own or your people own. Or not do. Thank you.
Now, one of the things that I want to know about this, that when they told the community, one of the guys that was an INEC, he didn't want the people to have, if I'm correct, he did not want the people to have the cards back. But the people that said, no, we want to vote. We want to. So, but they don't, this is what I'm saying. We have got to understand that we are under a unitary system. INEC is not being held accountable for this thing. The INEC officer in that area has to come and explain how come 500,000 of the voting cards went missing. And this will happen right across the whole country. It will do. That's the reality. So that's more reason we are trying to talk about this and awaken many people as possible. Now let's go back again and see what else you can pick up. I want to show you. You know, I talked about trade by barter before, and I'm going to show you that as well, because in Edo State, the women were they've resorted to trade by barter to get things done, to get to be able to survive, because the system has left them to fend for themselves. Let me see if I can find this for you. 1 second, please. Just want to make sure I pull the right one, then we can proceed. I think it's coming up now. Right, that's it. Okay, so let's do this. So we're gonna do this.
Place right now in my hometown, Anegwete.
So listen to this. Trade by barter now, because of lack of money in the south, because of lack of money in the south that you saw that they have in the north. It's trade by barter that is the reigning thing now. So.
Yeah, this is trade by barter.
There you go.
Taking place right now in my hometown, Anegwete. I posted it yesterday that we should start trade by barter. It has just started here right now. You bring your fish, you collect yam. You bring your plantain, you collect yam or you collect fish. It has started. This is trade by barter.
Trade by barter.
Now in Anegwete, my hometown, in Isako Central, Edo State.
In Edo State. So I kid you not. In the south, they are taking us back to the time of trade by barter. But in the north, they are making sure they have the funds. So it's almost like they want to try and impoverish us. So I'm showing you all of this to make you aware that there are things that are simply not acceptable, and we simply have to So I kid you not. Sorry. So we're trying to sort of bring this to your attention so that at least we can begin to honestly, critically assess what is being done. It's not a joke at all. Now, I want to show you this one here. This is the one I wanted to show you. Very important one. Here, look at this one. I want you to look at this one. If you would let me do it. Okay. Now, hello, good afternoon to you all. Susan Ewa here. This lady here. This is Susan Ewa, the platform where we speak truth to power. We are asking how long we're not going to suffer. There's no army on the streets. So you will see the truck moving image. Wait. What they do with... 1 second. You see, this is a few days before the elections, like a day before the election. Psychological as well as physical intimidation. To you. Let's listen to this. Now, look at the picture. If you look at the picture well, you will see that there are military trucks with guns pointing in the air within civilian communities. I can tell you for a fact that if any gun was going to travel anywhere in the UK, if they were going to move any of the equipment at all in the UK within communities, it is all closed off. It is all covered. There are no men standing in the way they are the way the men are sitting in that tank, the armor tank. It's like they're about to attack somebody. Well, in the UK, they close all of it. They make sure that nothing is open, it is sealed, and it's passing through town. They are standing. Notice that they are standing on the side 2 days before the election. That is psychological oppression. What you are seeing is psychological oppression, you know? And that is what we need to really understand about all of this. If we're going to break this, we need to start tackling all of these things within our community. We need to hold those who are in governance to account within our community right now going forward. And we need to say, no, we do not accept this. We need to say it. We are the ones paying your wages. But for this election right now, this is designed to scare us. It's designed to make everybody cower. So when you hear the gun go off, who's going to be around? The gun should not be... There should be no... When there are elections, there should be no guns pointing in the air anywhere. There should be no guns. There should be no batons. In the UK, when we have elections, let me see if I can show you a picture of elections in the UK. But I'll play this one first. Look at that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. One compass. 6, 7, 8. You see? 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 in town. They should be in the border. 17. Why military vehicles in town? 17 trucks, 17 military trucks with men with the guns pointing in the air. 17, I counted. 17. Is that not intimidating? Is that not intimidating? It is designed to be intimidating. It is designed to ensure that you bow to that green color and not have a voice. That is what is done. Yes, war front. Exactly. It's a war front. Adams eligible, Iwelumen. Yes, indeed. It is war front. So when we say what we're saying, we're not trying to sort of make any excuses. We're not trying to say, oh, we're just talking here. No, we're not. We really want us all to understand that this is the kind of injustice that we are facing. So please continue to share this broadcast. Don't forget to go ahead and subscribe to Citizen AY on YouTube and Oduduwa TV Radio 2 as well on YouTube. We appreciate you joining us. Nigeria must break. God coded Emiloju. Yes, exactly. It must break. I agree with you. I agree. I couldn't, put it even any better. Akinola Okpong, yes, Excel. Igbo cities prepared well because many come from bad plan. Yes. So now, what I'm saying is that everything I'm showing you now is to make you to get you to understand that they are oppressing us at every level. Let me see if we can play the game one more time. The job of the military is to protect the cities and the villages, and they should be around the borders. When they're in town, they are a threat to the people. Exactly. So the military is meant to be in the borders, not among the people. The military is meant to be at the borders, not among the people. And this is what is wrong, fundamentally wrong with this what they're doing here. And we have to call all of this out at every opportunity. We should endeavor to call all of this out because it is very, very, very wrong. It is extremely wrong that this is being even a thing to even discuss and put forward. Let me forward it again to show you if I can find it. Let me see. Yeah, there we go. I want to just hear that. Voila. You see, be like bicycle, you see. Look at. You see, and they're friends. And you want us to be in one Nigeria. This is in one Nigeria. Putting fear in the hearts and mind of the people. 2 days before the so-called elections. Are you sure an election will even happen safe? Are we sure? Are we sure? Are we? So the reason I wanted to play that, I know it's a bit loud, so I do apologize for the noise. It was how it was put across as well. So sorry. Okay, not that one. 1 second. Let me just check it. Where was it now? This one. That's it. I'm trying to take that back out so that it's not. Come on. Okay, we're gonna make it. Just take that out from there. So there we go. So we go back here, and then we put this here as we're doing. So yes. So sorry about that. So now what again? Just keep in mind we're saying this. You're seeing the live countdown of to the elections, to the fraudulent elections. We're saying that all of the things that we're seeing here indicates that election is already decided. And whatever decision you think you're making, you're not going to impact anything from that point of view. We actually need you. We need you to begin to join hands and raise the level of awareness within each of our community to begin to look past this election. Whatever they decide, we need to make sure that we're beginning to hold those who we elect into office into account within our community immediately. And there are steps we need to take in doing that. So let's just look at the point again that we spoke about, and let me see if I can actually expatiate a little bit about the points, because I wanted to have just to go in a little bit different direction. Still the same thing, but to emphasize part of the discussions that I have explained. We talked about the ongoing new Naira crisis in the southern part of Nigeria, and you've seen the video, and this is because of the fact that the government, you've seen the video where the northerners were being given, they didn't have to rush anywhere. The government went to the communities, targeted communities, gave them the Naira, exchanged it for them within the community. And this will happen right across the whole of the north. But in the south, the governors are not even coming to our rescue. And that is the sad thing. And instead of the governors to come to take action, I want you to listen to what Governor Dapo Abiodun said. Where is it? I'm going to show you now. Where is it? There. So let's go here. And I will tell you that Governor Dapo Abiodun was making an apology for the lack of cash. Because he wanted to give the people hats. He wanted to give people, have you got any hats to give the people? They said, we don't want hat, we want money. And he said, it will soon be over. I'm sorry. In the north, they're not saying sorry. They are giving the people what they need. Again, when you're voting, you need to know this. You need to know this. So let us show you that again. 1 second. Where is it? I've seen it. I did it yesterday, didn't I? So it will come up anyway. I'm hoping it'll come up and you will see it. Where is it? Just want to make sure. So particularly on that point, that's why I'm bringing that up, because in the north they are helping their people, whereas our own government, they are not even actually, they're not making any attempt to help you. They just come to and say, oh, sorry. We're not interested in your sorry. The sorry is not going to put food on the table. You need to make sure that the lives of the people are being eased somewhat by your policies and the actions you take. Instead of coming to say, oh, we're waiting, it will soon be done. I mean, it's not acceptable. And we need to be questioning those. They should not be, it's not even to talk about coming to vote alone. It's even it's a no-brainer. You would not be voting for anybody if they fail to provide you what you need. And that is what we are trying to encourage here. For people, please, if you're going to vote, the information that we're putting before you, these are all information to highlight and expose to you that those who are telling you to vote, they don't have your interest at heart. They are there to just exploit and go away and not face the responsibility for their actions, and we need to hold them to account. I'm trying to find this thing. I thought I had it here, but it's sometimes it's always the case. You don't exactly see it immediately. So we're going to try one more time. So I'm just going to try and get, because yesterday I posted that yesterday, and it should be up here now. Where is it? No? Okay. Not that one, and then behind that. Okay. No, okay. Okay. Not that one, and then this one here. Yes, got it. Now, so let me show you this one. Let's show you this one, and we'll come back to that one. Let me show you this one. Let's show you this one. Based on the southern governors make excuses, and Dakpo was making excuses, and that's what I'm trying to say. The point is you don't have to take my word for it. So he was asking them, please, can you give them some cap for me, please? Can you give them? And the people said, no, we don't want cap. We don't want your cap. What we want is money. Can you see that the northern governors, they set up, in Kano at least, they given their people, they went to the communities. This is the communities asking for money, and the governor in Ogun State has failed them. He has failed them. And he's asking for you to vote for him in elections again. Let's watch on. By the way, what I just said now cuts across party lines. Both PDP and APC and whatever you want to call them, I'm not interested. In the South, every Southerner, they've been silent. They have not gone out and got the CBN to come to their own communities. The Northerners have done that, but our own leaders in the South have not done that. But yet, they are the ones who are going to tell you to vote. Very important. So he's just making excuses for the CBN. He said, I'm not CBN, but you're part of the government. Your ruling party, it's your government. This is, and all he's saying is, I didn't do it. We're not interested in who did it. You are in government. You're supposed to make the lives of the people better. You're supposed to make the lives of the people better. Listen on. Oh, I didn't do it. I didn't do it. He's just he's pleading innocence. You are part of the government. And that shows, if you're going to say I didn't do it, then why are you in government? You're supposed to solve the problem of the people, not make excuses. These are the kind of things that we need to highlight and understand. All of us collectively. These guys have fooled us long enough. See? So people said, oh, you are lying. So in front of them, one of the ladies said, you are lying. Said, and you are lying on top of it all. And that's what I mean. The refusal of those who are claiming to want to be your leader. They refuse to take the responsibility when the time comes. And that is why we're saying enough is enough. Yoruba nation must happen, because contraption Nigeria is a fraud. And we need to work together doubly hard to put our efforts towards how we can get ensure that a referendum on whether or not we want to be in that contraption is organized. We need to start that process within all our communities now. That election is meaningless, to be honest with you. It is not going to change anything. But let's carry on. So said, please be calm, be patient. It will be resolved soon. That's not what they did in the north. In the north, they gave them money. They didn't wait. They did not tell them excuses. They provided what they needed. That's what they did in the north. And this is what I'm saying. We need to understand that there are questions we must ask the northern leaders in the same party, the ruling party, and they are making excuses. And already, if they are making excuses before the elections, what do you think they will do after the elections? If they are making excuses before the elections, what do you think they'll do after the elections? I'll be able to switch I'm going to switch the phone lines on. If you want to call in, and then call in, and we can chat. Please don't forget to go ahead and subscribe. Continue to subscribe to Citizen AY. Give us a thumbs up on YouTube. We truly appreciate your support. But you can see now, these guys, the ruling party and the others, because they are all of them in the also. I'm yet to see one southern state get the CBN to come to the communities. I'm yet to see it. If you see it, let us know. You know. Yes, they are all politicians, exactly. BC Oloyeje, BC Olokweje, yes. So let's listen. See? So he was begging them. He was pleading with them, don't be angry. He's making excuses. Like somebody said, something else that have been done there, but I'm not going to listen to there. He could not provide an answer. And these are the people who want you to vote for them. Oh. He could not provide an answer. And these are the people who want you to vote for them. Oh. He could not provide an answer. So I just want you to know that. I wanted you to be aware of that. That's why I brought that to so somebody said, they've given you caps now, you can go home. And this is what I'm saying. The governors that they've done here, they've reduced our thinking to be taking scraps from them. We've been mentally conditioned to be accepting the injustice and do nothing to confront them or hold them to account. And we need to change that mindset. And that is what the program is designed to do, to try and get us to start thinking about things from a much different perspective, and actually get them to be accountable for what they're doing to us. So let's go on again. So, the issue, this CBN thing is a major issue. And I'm asking that we all really understand that when you talk about one Nigeria, the Central Bank of Nigeria going to the north and the south not getting anything is the clearest indication that we're not one. That is the clearest indication that we are not one. And we should be very, very clear to ourselves that we're not one. That, any attempt to try and to do anything else or paint a different picture is disingenuous with the facts. And we need to be very, very clear about what is going on. And that is what we are hoping that, many people will wake up to. If you're going to vote, you need to know these things, So the next thing, of course, like I showed you before, trade by barter. It is now spreading in the south as a direct result of the scarcity of cash. Because people haven't got cash and they have to survive. And there's another video I showed before where a young lady had to, she traded three bags of soap, 3 small bags of soap for 200 naira spaghetti and 200 naira rice and 100 naira spaghetti. This is happening again in the south. All of this is happening in the south. And that is, in fact, you know what? I'm not going to just talk about it. I'm going to show you. I'm going to show you the video because I want us to be very aware of what is going on. And I'm hoping that even at this late hour, that our people will pick up what is going on, and we need to take collective action together. 1 second, please. I just need to put things on because they. 1 second. Give me a second. Yeah. Okay. So it's imperative that we understand that let me get that video for you to see. So I've shown you one. I'm going to show you another one of trade by barter. So you don't think that this is a fluke. Then this is going to happen more and more. After this election, this is going to happen more and more. The CBN situation is not going to be resolved. And I want you to know that that is the thing that is actually going to cause a lot of problems. It is going to get worse. It is going to get worse unless we all collectively take action to stop it. And there are things that we will have to do. But I'm just saying, just be alert. Like I said, you need to be alert. That's one of the things we really need you to be. Be at alert to make sure that you do not end up in a situation where, you are caught unawares. And that's what we're trying to really highlight in what we're saying here. Let me see if I can get that picture. It's coming in a minute. Yeah, here we go. Here, watch this now. You will see this coming up. And again, so let me see. Okay. I hope you will pick it up. Yeah, okay. Now. So now, okay, let me go back here. So I'm trying to explain it. It'll come up in a minute. Okay, let me just stop that and I'll do this. Then I can control it better that way. Yes. Now look at. So this is a man waiting for food. He has no money. Again in the south. The first one was in Edo. This is in. I think it's in Lagos. I think this is in Lagos. So listen to this. You see, trade by barter. You see? You see? So that's the one Nigeria. Keep in mind, those of you voting, you need to be aware of these things, and we are trying to make you aware of it. That is what is happening. That is the reality of what people are facing on a daily basis. One Nigeria is not working, and it will not work after their fraudulent elections. If anything, it's going to get worse. The scarcity of Naira, the governors could fix it immediately by actually getting the CBN to go to the communities, just like they've done in the north. There's no excuses. This will prove to you that this is a deliberate policy to frustrate and cause pain in the south. And those who are supposed to be our leaders and speak up for us, they are not speaking up for us. They are speaking up for themselves. You heard Dakwa Abiodun. Instead of getting and organizing to have the CBN go and visit the communities, he said, "Oh, we'll be resolved soon. Resolved. I'm sorry. It wasn't me. It's a main failure. I'm not Central Bank." They are making excuses, and people should know that about this election, that it's a useless exercise because it is not going to improve things. But hopefully, people will wake up. So we've talked about that now in terms of the spreading arrest, barter, trade by barter spreading. So I've given you two instances now where trade by barter is now what they use as a way to carry out, their activities. Because the cash is not around. Like I said, there's another video which I'm going to show you. In the video, they were actually charging 4,000 naira for every 10,000 naira. And that is it is crushing how people are going to live. Again, please, I hope in the next days, those who are on ground, get your stock up on food, stock up on water, but get your power bank charged, be alert, be ready. Just because, to be honest with you, anything can happen. A coup can happen. They can have a complete disarray the people can be the people going to vote can get chased away. Look, anything can happen. But if you have means of get your food source ready, food stored away, so you can have something at least to tidy us for over a few days to a week, maybe longer. Buy stuff that you can get. I know it's not cheap because everything has gone expensive now. In fact, let me get that video out for you. Go back here, no, that one. Let's go back to this one and get the video where the lady was charging 400 naira. Let's go and get that out and show you. I'm sure you probably have seen it, but nonetheless, I think it is worth discussing that and somehow giving you a bit of context into why programs like this are important. Please do continue to share, and we truly appreciate each and every one of you. Kunle Kosoko, Omolayo, Yebola, Ogutoyibo, Yusuf, Ajia Sise, Temitokwe Banki, Akutiri Aderemi, Abdul, Babatude Oluwatoyin, Wahid Olatoye, call out traditional rulers who are clearly complicit by their loud silence. Yeah, of course. Look, the reality, Babatunde Oluwatoyin, the reality is this: our sort of royal fathers. Honestly, if we are going to be brutally honest, all our royal fathers, and we have to be very, very clear about this, all our royal fathers, they are answerable to the local government chairman. They are answerable to the local government chairman. And that is the reality. They have no constitutional powers. And that's, to be honest, they have zero constitutional powers. They can't even fix your road for you. They can't. They can't fix a toilet for you in your community. They cannot do any of that from a constitutional point of view. And it's a very good point you raise. Let me show you what I mean. I don't even want to talk about that. I don't want to deviate, but you raised a very important point there, and I want us to really look at it and begin to understand that when we talk about asking the kings to help, they don't have any constitutional powers. They have zero. We've been presented as though they have power. They have zero powers. Let me show you this. Okay, I'll do it this way. So let's go and bring that here. Sorry. Let's go and do this here. I'm going to bring that back up again because I want you to see. So let's do this. All they have is ceremonial powers. They have no constitutional powers. So www.citizeny.org. So we're going to go to the Nigerian Constitution. So you ask a very pertinent point, and that way, and oftentimes to be honest with you, they have influence, yes. But can they actually effect a change? No. They have influence, yes. Have they got the levers to make a change? No. No. Oni of Ife has to go to Abuja. And as we all know, part of our culture is not for the Oni to be living. He should be in his palace, and he should welcome guests. But that is an indication to you that our kings have no power. They have no power. They are only ceremonial. It's very important to understand that. And I know people don't want to hear this. Wọ́n ní agbára kankan. Wọ́n ní agbára kankan rárá nínú ìwé òfin àwọn ọba wa. So kò sọ̀rọ̀ ńbẹ̀. Àwọn kọ́ la ní ọ̀rọ̀ bá sọ. Àwọn ta ní bá sọ̀rọ̀ làwọn local government. So there is nothing. They have zero powers. I want to show you something here. The people that have the real power are the governors, federal government, the governors, the House of Assembly. Those two. So look at this now. 7(6)(b). Yeah. Section 7 subsection 7(6)(b). It says here, this is where the real power lies. Here. Please understand now. Now even the funding of the Oba is down to the House of Assembly and the governor. Because the House of Assembly of a state, they are the only ones that can make provisions, statutory allocation for public revenue to local government councils within the state. And that includes the chief and the president and the king as well. The kings cannot make anything because they have to resort, they have to get funding from whatever the local government gets. And don't forget, the kings, they are within local government areas. They are within local government areas. So if anything, the funding for the king, there's a competition for the funding of those funding that we get as a community. So the quicker we realize that, we shouldn't even bother looking at the king. They are not the solution because they have no constitutional powers. And again, this is a very interesting point that has not been addressed in this election, will not be addressed by this election. It will not address the issue, because I'll read to you what my brother said. He said, call out all our traditional rulers, obas, who are clearly complicit by their loud silence. They have no powers. And this is an opportunity to explain that. All of them, you are looking at it on the screen. The powers that would come to a local government area lies in the state. The governor and the House of Assembly of the state, they control the funds. In fact, they can decide not to pay the local government for 6 months, a year. There is no law within the constitution that you can use to hold them to account. There is no law. So these are things that many of us are not aware of. And I'm trying to hopefully prompt us to begin to look at these things critically. And these are reasons why a referendum is the only solution. A referendum is the only solution, you know. So Ogun Dotun Ibadan Alakufo. Thank you very much, my brother. Buju, it's all psychological condition. Absolutely. The winner is already known by the government, Nigeria. Absolutely. Rashid Zibril, exactly. So exactly. So I'll be pinning some of the messages. Please, as you're coming in, I'd like you to like the page, like Citizen AY on YouTube, hit notification button, give us a thumbs up, and as always, give us thumbs up, because it is very important that we understand what is going on. It's important that we understand that they're playing a game here, and we have to be very, very aware and not allow these people to get away with this lie that they're telling us. You know, 2 days before the elections, all we are seeing is tanks on the streets. 2 days before elections, they're not even, the roads are bad. There's no water, there's no light, there's no roads, there's no schools, there's no bridges, there's no hospital, there's nothing. There's nothing. So this is telling you that when you tell you to believe in one Nigeria, what exactly are you going to believe in? They have lied to you. And I want to add something more. Before I go forward and add something more, let me talk specifically about the Obas. From a constitutional point of view, I am sorry to say it, they are not part of our problem at all. From a constitutional point of view. But unfortunately, because of the way in which the constitution has been written, some of the money that we need in our communities may end up being spent to keep the Obas quiet, because they have no constitutional powers. And the state government can decide the money that is meant for each of the local government areas, that they can limit it. But they will try and make sure that the funds for the king, so that they keep everything quiet, comes through at the expense of the people. But this is the reality of what we face. But many people are not thinking about this. So when we talk about that the king is going to solve a problem and you go to the king, they have no constitutional powers. They have zero constitutional powers. And I'm just showing you on the book. There is nowhere within the constitution that it mentions the king. There is nowhere. Let me just show you Yoruba kings and constitution and ceremonial powers. Let me just see this. Let me just put it here. So I'm just going to only have ceremonial power. Just quickly do this now, and I'll come back to that one. So because once we understand that, we need to the place we need to go is not the kings. It's back to those who have the powers. Yeah. So, yeah. There you go. Look at this. Let me see. I want to show you Oba of Lagos, for example, is a local traditional ruler with no political power. You see? Look at that. I'm just giving you an idea. They have zero political powers. And that in loose also, it also refers to they are not within the constitution. That's what it means. So they cannot influence anything because of the lack of constitutional powers. So let's not waste our energy talking of any Oba. They cannot help you. They cannot help you. The people that can help us are the local government. Let me show you. In fact, now you've raised it. I'm going to bring this up again. I've done a thing before, which I'm going to show you again. These are the areas, if we are going to solve this problem, and it's going to be us who will solve it, we need the communities to come up and stand together as communities. And I'm so glad, my brother, Babatunde Oluwatoyin, I am so glad you asked that question, because he's now giving us an opportunity to discuss this at a much deeper level. So let me see if I can find this now. Okay, let me see if I can find that for you. I'm just trying to show you something here, and I'm hoping that it will come through, and we can discuss exactly that point. The Obas are only ceremonial, and it's important we understand that they have no constitutional powers. They cannot effect any change to our situation. They cannot, and that's why we need to say what we're saying here. Let me see. So press escape to cancel or opening document. No, 1 second, please. I'm just trying to get this up and running. I don't know why it's taking time. There is a document that I wanted to show you that I've done previously, and we can quickly run through that. And it talks about the areas that we need to go. Who do we need to speak to? We are concerned. Okay, nothing is working. Somebody came up with a suggestion. We should be holding the feet of the kings to fire. We should go to them and protest. It's not going to change anything because they have no constitutional powers. So where do we go? That's the answer I'm trying to provide to you, or point you in the direction of. I don't have the answers 100%, but I'm trying to point you in the direction of where I think we need to go. And this document, I'm hoping, will allow it to put this forward in a way that you can see that is the best option that we have. But I'm hoping it will closing the go to state. Okay, I can't show you now, but okay. Here's the answer. I'll give you an update. I'll give you a brief rundown on what I think the solution is. The solution is for us to begin to hold the local government authorities, starting from the councillors, because the councillors wield a lot of power at a local government level. They must be your first point of call. If you do not get to know your local councillor, it's a major problem. Nothing will get done. Ladies and gentlemen, please continue to subscribe and share Citizen AY, the platform where we speak truth to power. We really appreciate your support. I want you to continue to help us raise the awareness. The more you share it, the more it will reach more people. We're grateful for those of you who have subscribed to Citizen AY on YouTube, but please continue to do so. We need to grow that platform to get the message out there. So let me see. I'm trying to get this out. I've got something holding things up. I don't know why. So let me go here. Let me just take something here. Okay, I know what it is. 1 second. I think I've got a lot of things open here. So let me close all those ones down. Then hopefully at least it will give me some leeway and maybe it will respond better. So, okay, now let's go on here. 1 second, please. Okay, go here. Go to confront them. Okay, let's go in here. I'm hoping that will work. So what okay. No, okay, it's not that one. Not quite that one. No, not quite that one. File close. 1 minute. File open. Okay. Know your rights. Let's have a look. Yeah, this is it. I think I got it. So let me show you this now. So the solution is what I'm trying to provide here, that we need to start, and that solution does not require, it doesn't depend on any elections, because the elections is not the solution. The election is a way to confuse you to never find a solution. The elections, let me remind you again, the elections is designed to make sure you never find a solution. So let us do this quickly as we are talking about it now. Please share the broadcast. You're watching Citizen Network, the platform where we speak truth to power. Share the broadcast, help us reach more and more people. We appreciate your support. So let's do something quickly. In fact, I'm going to quickly do something here. Give me a second, please. Give me a second. I want to add something to this if I can. Okay, go. Where'd you go? There. 1 second. Hopefully the system is not going to be too slow. It's taking its time. But what we're saying is this. Okay, 1 minute. Let's get this right. Okay. 1 minute. Okay. 1 minute. Okay. What's going on? We're hoping it will come up. Quickly, I'm just doing some work on this quickly. I wanted to give us an no, okay. Okay. I'm going 1 minute. Okay. Okay. Perfect. So now I'm going to do something. You will see something come up now. So you will see something come up. Just bear with me. It's almost ready. But I wanted to just show you an idea of what I'm trying to do. So I don't have to do anything with that one. Okay, I'll leave that now. Okay, now let's do this. So now let's go and do this. The solution that I propose, and it's only a solution, because somebody has said we should speak to the kings, and already we've established that the kings have no constitutional powers. They have no constitutional powers, and that is what we need to spread. And as in terms of the knowledge in our community, that the people who we need to speak to are not the kings, but they are the local councillors, local government chairman, the House of Assembly, in that order. Local councillors, local government chairman, House of Assembly members, state governors. Those four, those are where we need to put our pressure. But we need to start within our community. You see, our community has been divided, and we are not focusing on solving our problems at a community level. So that question, again, let me read that question. It says, call out all our traditional rulers, obas, who are clearly complicit by their loud silence. They are paid mouthpieces. They cannot talk. They have no power. They cannot talk at all. They have no power. They can only do what the governors and the House of Assembly members tell them. They are being controlled because they lack constitutional powers. Now, the local government, the House of Assembly, the local government, councillor, local government, House of Assembly, they are the ones who control the Oba as well. Because the Obas, they reside within the local government areas that are often having the local government chairman. They are answerable. The Obas are answerable to the local government chairman. Are you following me? I hope this makes sense. The Obas are answerable to the local government chairman because of the fact that they have no constitutional powers. Now, here's what I propose. We in our communities, regardless of what happens in these elections, we need to begin to do something. Please, what we're saying now doesn't mean that we are happy with the system. It means that we are going to use the system as best as we can till we get referendum. And the only way we can do that is to now begin this process. every community must know their local councillor, and they must, as a group, you must, as a group within each of the community, call the councillor to come to your community once a week. Once a week. You need to know him, and I will show you something now as I'm going through this now. Let me go through this as we're discussing. The local councillor, we need to know their responsibilities. So let's go down here. So the local councillors, they are there to provide info for you to be able to question the local councillor. You need to know what his job is. So that way you can now begin to task him. Please, I want you to know one thing. The local councillor is there to serve you. The local councillor is there to serve the community. And we need to tell every member of the community this fact. But to be able to do that, we need to know the job, what his role is. So the councillor in Nigeria provide information to the community about the policy decisions of the council, and the community relays its desires and concerns and opinions to the council through the councillors. Now, many of us have resorted to going to churches and mosques to solve the problem that should be solved by the local councillor. Let me say that again slowly. Many of us have resorted to going to the churches and the mosques to solve the problem that should be solved by the local councillor and the local council, including the chairman. So we are going to the churches where everything looks nice. So the church now, they've cleaned the pulpit, they've cleaned the floor, you have light, you have water that's running in there, they got some water that's gone in, that you can parking, all of that. So your church is like your community. Likewise, the mosque is like your community. But your own community that you live in, there's bad roads, there's no water, there's no light, there's no school, and because your mind is taken away from your community. So we need people who are either Christian or Muslim to come out of those churches. If you are living in the same community, that community is what you need to fix. Now, to be able to fix it, you need to know this responsibility of your counselor, and you have to demand that your counselor comes to your place every week. Now that you know that the counselor is providing information about the policies of the council in your area and how it impact you, you now, every time he comes once a week, you do a walk around. You do a walk around in your community. He's going to come, and 10 to 20 of you will go and actually walk him through the problems. And what you will do is you will have a person, you will have a committee that will have one person for each problem. So you will have a committee member who dealing with roads, a committee member dealing with light, a committee member dealing with schools, a committee member dealing with bridges, a committee member dealing with public toilets. So you will all have a meeting and discuss, these are our problems. Then you bring, the councillor will have to come every week. When he comes, you sit down in a meeting, we're going to go for a walk around. And then each member will tell the problem as you're walking along into your community. So the person for the roads, when you're walking, they will walk with him, and they will walk with the councillor, with everybody. All of you, 10 of you will walk with him, because it depends on a group community action. If one of you alone just goes and speaks about the problem of the community to the councillor, you will not solve the problem. But if all of you, 10 of you, are chosen, or more than that, and you sit down, and they must come to your local government, to your community building. They have to come there, and they listen to the concerns of the people. That is where we make the change. Elections will not change what is going on right now. Elections will not change it. Please subscribe to Citizen AY, the platform where we speak truth to power. So now that you now know the councillors, the role of the councillor, we can now question him. You can now tell the councillor, we demand you have to come, because it's in your job. Your job is to be visible in our community. It says so. It says here, Councillor provide information about policy decisions of the community, and the community relays its desires. Now, for the community to relay its desires, that means the councillor must visit the community. If the councillor doesn't come to the community, they cannot relay their concerns to the councillor. That is why you need to come. Every part of our in the south now, we need to ensure we engage our local councillors once a week. You need to appoint a subcommittee with one member taking on various difficulties that you have, and when you're going for a walk around, the person responsible for roads will talk about roads, the person responsible for health will talk about health to the same councillor, and you will give him a 2-week period in which he has to come back and report back to you. Please remember, the reason why you're doing this, your community is paying the wages of the local councillor. Let me say that again. Your community is paying the wages of the local councillor. You're paying the wages of the local government chairman. You're paying the wages of the House of Assembly. Do you know that you are even paying the wages of the Oba itself? You're paying it. Because the Oba gets a stipend or whatever it is from the House of Assembly. Did you know that? Did you know that? But the Oba has no role like this to play within the structure. Yes, you could talk to them, but I'm just showing you the steps we need to take. So every community needs to know the councillor. That's where we go. You cannot solve the problem of the community by going to a church. You cannot solve the problem of the community by going to a mosque, because you are leaving the community where the problem is and going somewhere else. You need to be within that community, working together to solve it. That is how you will solve it. Many of you will spend 10, 12, 20, 30 hours in the church, in the mosque, from doing night vigil to praying from 10 o'clock till 6. You will spend hours and hours in the church. But the hours that all you need to spend is an hour or two in your church. The rest of those hours must be how to ensure that your community, that you begin to work together. You task yourselves to understand what the problems are. Okay, all of us, we detail the problems, and we mandate. The local government councillor is mandated by law to actually listen to you, because he's appointed, he's an elected official. You elected him. He will go for elections. You elected him in, and he will have to listen to you. They are going to be, the new ones are going to be elected now. You might as well be aware of the law and how you can use that to hold them to account. You are paying their wages. That's what I'm saying. That is our focus right now. To fix anything, it has to start within our own community. If we can fix our community, if we can make sure that the local government council fixes our community, they fix the roads, they fix the water, they fix the schools, they fix the light, they fix all of that, then we can now start thinking big. And every community must do that. That is the power, the only power we have. We have, sorry, beg your pardon. We have powers. Sorry. Oh, something is gonna. So let me go back again. I pressed it by accident. Let me drink. I'm a bit thirsty now. Sorry. So now we're gonna. Let me pause there because I'm going too far ahead. Too quick. So we now know the job of the local councillor is to relay information about the policy ideas and suggestions that the local council will have to the people, and at the same time listen to the concerns of the people and take it back to the council. But you need to start engaging and telling, we need to hear back from you in 2 weeks. Come back and give us an update, and then walk them around. If they say they haven't going to fix something and they haven't fixed it, now you have a picture, and you have to keep detailed records of this. And if you can film it if you can film it. So now let's go ahead and do the next thing. So let's go back again to the top. Now we now know his responsibilities. We have to know who he is. He must be a named person. We must know him. Now, you need to know you have a right to question all government officials. They are working for you. You have a right to question. In France, in UK, the people question their government. They question the minister, the prime minister, the house of the chancellor. they are all open to be questioned by the members of the public. You have the right. This is one of the things that I've been telling you. They have psychologically made you believe that the government is the same as the imam and the pastor in that you respect them. Nothing of the sort. You need to start understanding that you're paying their wages and you have the right to question them. If they do not meet your demands, you question them and you demand your community. As a community, you demand it. You can question them as an individual, not in a rude manner. Just say, listen, this is not right. Why is that not working? And they have to give you an answer, because you're the one paying their wages. You're the one paying the wages of all these men. Let me listen to them. I'll list it to you. You're the one paying the wages for the president, the vice president, the senators, the House of Reps, the governors, the State of Assembly, the local government chairman, and the councillors. You are the ones paying the wages. And that is where you can take control right now. This information is more important than the election itself. Because it doesn't matter who they elect. The system as it currently is now is not going to change. So what we need to do is to start empowering our people now. The election is meaningless. I'm telling you, it is meaningless. But if we begin to teach our communities to start holding the local government chairman to account, and they start taking that collective action, then we can make a real difference. Because people will run here, run there. The place to start has to be the local government councillor. It is his job to take back our concerns to the local government. And we need to put his feet to the fire. And also, we can go down to the local government council and demand as a group that this has not been fixed in our area 6 months. And they have to give you an answer. Imagine if all of us, instead of spending 10 hours, 20 hours in the church and the mosque, we spend 1 hour in the church, 1 hour in the mosque, and the remaining 9 hours is focused on our collective concerns. We will solve the problem to a large extent. We can do. I believe that family. I am absolutely certain that that's the way. That's where to go. So please, I'm saying this as a real solution. And I'm so glad that my brother that asked, Babatunde Oluwatoyin, you actually provided a point of which we could look at how we can solve this thing. And we can do it. We can do, Yeah. Yeah. Okay, no problem. But yes, of course. We can talk, but text me your number on the number on the screen. Text me your number and we can definitely chat, my brother. We can definitely chat. Baba today, yes, we can do. Yes. So, yes. So, please, this is the solution now. Many people are not looking at it, but this is where we start. If we do not take the control back within our local government areas, starting with ourselves, I'm telling you now that the churches and the mosques, they are doing the work from the government to take your minds away from never questioning the government. They don't ever want to face any questions. So they use the church and the mosque to distract you. And the churches and the mosques, they are not the ones sleeping in the bad road, living with bad roads, no water, no light. The churches don't care. You're the one living with it every day. But yet you go to the church and the mosque thinking that if the church is nice and good and there maybe the pastor is good, then it will affect your roads. It will never do so. If the imam is good to you and you sit in there and there's fan and there's light, maybe that will affect your. It won't, because you have somebody that is elected. The councillor is going to be elected in the coming elections on the 20-something of March, because they moved the date for the councillors to the 20-something of March instead of leaving it in February. INEC mentioned it yesterday. I'll see if I can play that. Let me see if I can play that. I noticed that yesterday. So what I'm saying is that our communities, we need to start with that. So let's go to the next thing. So know you have the right to question them. You are the one paying their wages. Like I said, number 4, you are the one paying the wages of the president, the vice president, the senators, the House of Reps, the governors, State of House of Assembly, local government chairman, and councillors. And you are paying because the money that the country makes is your money. The money that the country makes is our collective money that they now use to pay themselves. In fact, like I said, we are the ones paying their wages, like I said. And that's the evidence that you need to state. We need to start stating that. It is a statement of fact that everybody that is in the South can use. A statement of fact. And the more of us that states that, the more that they are going to comply with what they're doing. Can you imagine the governor making excuses to not having funds for the people, cash for the people to buy things? Oh, they will fix it soon. But in the north, they take the central bank, they tell the central bank to go to their communities and give them money. And our own communities are suffering. We need to take that control back. The solution is not this election. It's a waste of time. The quicker we realize that collectively, the better. So I'm here to hopefully wake us up. Please share this broadcast. We need as many people to get on board this important information, because that is the way forward. The way forward. Like I said, that question is such a brilliant question, because it provided, it suddenly made it crystal clear the thinking of the people. Because like my brother Baba Tunde Oluwatoyin, like he said, he saw the kings as the solution to the problem. But as it's patently obvious, they have no constitutional powers. Let me just show you. I want to remind you again, those of you who may be joining us new, so you may be seeing that. So the Obas have no political powers, sovereign, Yoruba sovereign, with no political power. You know, ceremonial. They are only ceremonial, all of them. They have no political or constitutional powers. So it is really important. Everybody running to the king, to the Obas, and we are ignoring the most important person who is accountable to us. Even those who are going to vote now, you need to know the councillor that is asking you to vote for him. That is the most important person right now in fixing your roads. Is only important in the sense that you know him and you begin to inform him that he is working for you. Collectively in your community, each of the local councillors, they are working for you. They're not doing you a favor. They are working for you, because why? You are paying their wages. You are paying their wages. And that is what every member of the community will start teaching the whole community. No. Don't beg. Do not beg for what is yours. You are paying their wages. They're meant to give you a service. And if you're not happy, you state it till they fix it. Please. The idea of thinking that going to any church or any mosque to solve your community problems is a waste of your time. It takes your mind away from questioning those who you need to question. And when you start questioning this local government, the House of the local councillor, local government, House of Assembly, the governors, that means that they have to account to you. They got to be accountable to you. Now you are taking our role as citizens is to hold our governor to account. But what we have been doing to date has been going to go to church and praying in the church, instead of using the time to hold our governor to account till we get what we want. We know the constitution is a fraud. What I'm saying here is to bring all of us together to hold them to account to such a level that we can now go for a referendum and go our own separate way. This is a pathway to getting referendum. A pathway to getting referendum. So that's what I hope that makes sense. So let's carry on for a bit more. So what I want you to do is that you need to also tell them, you see the buildings that they're using, the National Assembly, the State House of Assembly, the local government offices, all the government parastatals, you, as in all of us collectively, we are the ones paying for it. They don't use the money from their pocket. No. It is our money. So again, they are answerable to you and me. That is the mindset we need to put in. We need to take our minds out of the churches and the mosques and begin to spread this important information, because that is the way to unlock the deprivation that we're in. That is the only key we have. Having our communities come together, and like I said, committee of 10, 20, each of them doing specific role. One will take roads, the other one will take bridges, the other one will take water, the other one will take light, the other one, you break it all down, and your local councillor will have to come and walk through each of those problems with each of them. One person doing the walkthrough, the one for the road will come and talk. This road, this, they show them, highlight, take a picture, detail it. The one for light will come and talk next to him, and they will introduce, and you give them a specific time they have to come back with a reply. And if they say the council say I haven't got money, then we will come to that, how to deal with that as well. So like I said, the houses that the House of Assembly, the National Assembly, all of these are things that we pay for. They are working for you and me. They are not gods. These people who are going for this, they are working for you and me. The minute now, look at the way the governor, let me show you I want you to really get this. I need you to get this. It is very important we get this, because I think we have really, I cannot thank Baba today and my brother for the question he asked. He really asked such a brilliant question that it has opened a door that is possibly something that can actually really unlock something that we have not even looked at properly. And this is so important. The governor is answerable to you. And I want to show you why again. Governor Dapo Abiodun, he was making excuses. I want you to know that this particular process that we're doing now, we must hold into account on the basis, whoever is governor in future, everybody in the state. It's not only about talking. There is a process that we can use to hold them to account. For one, we own the State House of Assembly. We can go there as a group and demand that we be allowed in the building and speak to them, question them. Because the governors and the State House of Assembly, they are sitting on the money meant for your local government. They are sitting on the money meant for your local government. And now we need to make sure they've already, there's so much, oh my goodness, I need to explain this a bit more. I'm hoping this thing will work. Oh, sorry, I've just got to, this is so exciting right now, because I can see what is, I can see the picture here, but I cannot put it into words. I need a picture to assist in painting that in putting it forward. And I want us all to be part of this. Honestly speaking, this is a solution which, if given the time, we can really act on. And every one of us have to play a role. That's what I wanted to say in it. Every member of the local community, you have a role to play in this, because when you do that, then our collective effort will yield the result that we all want, and that is very important. So, like I said, anyway, the picture is a bit slow now, so I don't want to change things because it's going fine, and I don't want to change it. It seems to be running slow for some reason. So, but what I will say is that the local government, you have the power to also go to the local government and hold them to account. So in the case of the governor now, when he couldn't provide an answer, we will go, for example, with this thing with the money now, we need to start empowering our people to know that you have the power to question the local government, the local councillor, the local government, the House of Assembly, and organize yourselves to go to the House of Assembly, because you pay for the House of Assembly. You are the ones paying for the House of Assembly is your property. The House of Assembly is your property. The National Assembly is your property. So they cannot stop you from collectively going to your property to demand answers. That is what we need to do. Instead of going to a church to pray to get a thing, those buildings, you pay for it. And don't leave it to one side. We need to work together to go to those buildings and demand our right collectively. It has to be a collective effort. The screen is slowing up. I don't want to chance it. So I don't want to chance. It seems to be slowing up. Sorry about this. Let me just see. Okay, I think I've got that down. So you saw the video of Dapo Abiodun earlier on, where he was saying, I'm sorry. They know that they are answerable to you, but they are trying to trick you to vote for them without realizing that they have to fulfill their part of the bargain. They only want you to vote for them, but they don't want you to hold them to account. And you need to hold them to account because they are working for you. You pay their wages. Like I said, you pay the wages of the president, the vice president, the senators, the House of Rep, the State of Assembly, the local government chairman, the councillor, even the obas. You pay for their wages. You are the one paying. For that reason, you cannot ignore them anymore. It's not the church paying for their wages. It's not the church paying the mosque paying for the wages. You are the ones paying. You're the ones paying. So if you are paying somebody to work for you, why are you working? If you got somebody to fix your house, would you go and ask somebody else if they've done it, or would you ask them directly? Would you look over them? Would you leave somebody else to cater for your house and fix it for you? You know, say, okay, I'm going to leave it to somebody else. You fix it, and I'll come back and it'll be ready. Or would you do it yourself? You will do it yourself. That is what we're trying to do here. We need to do this ourselves. We've allowed ourselves to be tricked that the church, the mosque is the solution, or babalawo. None of that. The people who are causing the biggest problem for us are the officials we elect, and they don't want to take responsibility. And we are talking about how we can give you the opportunity to hold them to account. Now let's go to the next thing. Let me show you this one. Whoopsie, it's frozen. Okay, now the local government has responsibilities, and I want you to listen to it. So just like the sorry about this. Okay, we'll come back again. 1 second. 1 second. Okay, 1 minute. We'll be back. Okay, now. Okay, one more time. Sorry about this. Now, just like the councillor has responsibilities, the local government has responsibilities to you. The local government has responsibilities to you. The job of the councillor is to listen to your concerns about the roads and everything else and take it to the council. But here is the job. Here is a list of responsibilities the local government has to you. It's all of them. They are responsible. These are the things they're supposed to do for you on your behalf. Listen. Now, the economic recommendation to the state. So if they see any benefit that will give income to the local government, they're supposed to go to the state to recommend it. That's their responsibility, to help you have income within your own local government area. They're supposed to go and let the state House of Assembly let them know. They will tell them in the meeting, this is what we have. Here's what we propose to generate more funds from within our own economy, local economy here, and you could actually invest in that. You could help us, expand it. Collection of taxes and fees. So they will collect, like, they say they want to land tax or borehole tax and all of that stuff. Speaking of the borehole, because we've all been silent, I think it is time we now look at the borehole as a major issue, because they are supposed to provide us with water as well. They're supposed to provide us with water, but they don't. But anyway, so collection of taxes and fees. Establishment and maintenance of cemeteries, burial grounds, and homes for the destitute and infirm. So those are responsibilities that they own, that we can hold them to account on. Licensing of bicycles, trucks, and other mechanical propelled trucks, canoes, wheelbarrows, and other carts. So they will give licenses to build local businesses who are using wheelbarrow, bicycles, and all those kind of things at a local level. Again, their job. Establishment and maintenance of and regulation of the markets, motor parks, and public conveniences. Public conveniences. How many of the local government right now has public conveniences? How many? How many of the markets? How many of the local government have conveniences? Do you know what has happened? Many of you go to the church and you go to the mosque, and of course they will have their own convenience. That is not for the public. That is for the church member. That is for the mosque member. What should happen is every community should have public facilities. That's what happens in the UK. In the UK, there are public facilities. So when they build shops and things, they will have attached to it toilets that people can use, open public conveniences that people can use. But that is not the case in our local government areas. In all over UK, they got public conveniences everywhere. That is something that I'm asking now, right now. How many communities have local public conveniences? How many of them? How many? I don't think there's many at all, if any. So now we're looking at the construction and maintenance of roads, streets, drains, and other public highways, parks, and open spaces. That is the responsibility of your local government. Let me read that again. Construction and maintenance of roads, streets, drains, and other public highway, parks, and open spaces. This is their responsibility. We can again go to them and tell them we are the ones paying your wages. But this is something that every community has to be involved in. If one person goes and does it, it's not going to work. It has to be the community-wide aspect of it. So I hope this is making sense as we are going through it. It is such an important question. And I'm hoping that those of you who are going to vote, please, your voting will not change this responsibility. This is a responsibility that we must collectively take on to hold those who we elect into office to account. And they are doing everything they can to make sure that we never hold them to account. That is why they put the church and the mosque and the babalawo in our faces to distract us from ever confronting them. Because they are the source. The people in power are the source of our problem. The people in power are the source of our problem. The people in power are the source of our problem. The people in power, they are the source of your problem. Whoever you elect, they are the source of the problem. Because they never want you to hold them to account. They never want you to hold them to account. Please share this podcast. You're watching Citizen AY, the platform where we speak truth to power. I really would urge you to help us to continue to, thank you very much, Just Reason. I appreciate that. So let me pin, the message that you shared, you pinned in there. As you're watching, please take the time. Go down to Citizen AY on YouTube. Subscribe to Citizen AY. Help us, reach more people. The more you share the broadcast, share it 10 times if you're watching on YouTube. 10, 20 times if you can. We need to reach more people because these are really important information that we're sharing. You won't hear this anywhere else because what is very important now is to empower our people. What we are about here is I want you to know that you are valuable. I see greatness in you. I see you as a great person. I see the talent in you. And I know that you need to be helped to realize your true potential. But the help can only be done from a community basis. We have to join hands and begin to hold these crooks in power to account right there. That is the solution. Yes, you can pray, but I would urge you all now, if you're going to go to the church, go to the babalawo, go to the mosque, if you're going to do any of that, only spend 10% of your time doing that. The remaining 90% of the time that you have left, local government, local councillor, State House of Assembly. Spend your time on doing that. Because the more time you spend, you will get the good roads. You will get this light. Because they will not, when you start putting pressure on them, they will know that the people who want to go into those positions will think, am I ready for this? Because we have to exercise, and this has to be something that we will have to do on a communal basis, all collective effort. So please, this is really, really important. Take the time to share this broadcast. Take the time to make sure it reaches people who you may know. And this may be an opportunity for others to actually learn one or two things. The election will not change anything. I'm telling you that right now. Because the job, I've just read to you, the roads in your community is the responsibility of the local government. Not the state, your local government. But when something goes wrong, people say, hey, governor, this. But because we don't know the rules and how to go about it, we don't know who to speak to. So we go and pray. We are telling you who are responsible for which parts of your daily lives. And we need to remember that and share that across all our communities. Now, so the next thing I want to do is this. So naming of streets. So I said public highways, parks, and open spaces. So they do the drains. They're supposed to fix the roads, the streets, the drains, and other public highways, parks, and open spaces. That's the exclusive responsibility of your local government council. Now, so the next thing is naming of roads, streets, and numbering of houses. Again, that's part of their roles. Provision and maintenance of public transportation and refuse disposal. How many of you have had, so they're meant to provide public transportation in the area so that you can get around. It's part of their job. So, for example, in UK here, the local council, they are responsible for providing buses for people who don't have cars to use. And they always run it to make sure the lives of the people are easy. How many of the local government provide buses for the area in which they live, particularly in the remote areas? How many of them? Well, it's because we're not holding them to account, because we don't know, many of us don't know these responsibilities, and it's important we share this kind of information. Really important. So the next thing now, I said, and also, how many of you have had your refuse collected? How many of you? How many have had their refuse collected? Please share this broadcast. Help us reach more people. The more you share it, the more the algorithm helps reach more people. You're watching Citizen Network, the platform where we speak truth to power. We're here to just enlighten our people, empower them. You see, we can achieve so much more. They don't need, this is not about money per se. It isn't, not directly. We are one of the, Contractor Nigeria has got 40 minerals. We are resource endowed. We are financially buoyant, and I mean that. But we've been conditioned to believe that we have nothing, and our community needs to begin to hold those they elect into office to account, to say, look, the resources in my country, on my feet, underneath my feet, is what is paying your wages. So I'm telling you that you need to fix our roads because I elected you, and you have to. We collectively will hold you to account. So let me show you the next thing again. So they will do, like I said, the refuse disposal. How many communities have their refuse disposal, the refuse picked up? Nobody. When last has your refuse been picked up? I know for a fact that in all areas, people don't get the refuse thrown away. They burn it in their garden. They burn it in their garden. They burn it in spaces they can find because nobody's picking it up. Nobody's picking it up. That's the responsibility of the local government. These are things that we should do. The churches are occupying our mind. The mosques are occupying our mind. These are the things we should be holding our local government council to account for. That is what I mean. The elections will not change anything. But knowing this and working within a community, and we have to have we need a community spirit to build the road we need. For that road to come into existence, we need a community spirit. The community spirit where people will give of themselves that, right, I am doing this so that my community will be able to have good roads. At night, we will have light on the street so we can see where we're going. In the daytime, our kids will go to school and have good school. In the pub, we'll have public toilets. The community, we have to build our community spirit. It's been broken. That has been broken. The church is not your community. The mosque is not your community. The area in which you live and sleep every day, that is your community. Your biggest impact, your biggest effort must be how to build that community, make it safe, make it secure, make it give you the collective benefit that you want. And that means that you work together on it. So the responsibility of the council is something that we need to really work on and hold on to and really begin to question them. So it starts with all of us knowing our local government councillors. We know them. They have to be coming to us once a week. We need to do a walk around with them on the various things that's not working in our community. I don't think, how many communities doing that right now? None. I don't see any community doing this, because we need to start doing that. And then we will then go to how we can then organize to go to the House of Assemblies. Because like I said, the State House of Assemblies within the Constitution, let me show you that bit again. Sorry, I'm just gonna go back to this one here. Where is it? No, not that one. Is it? Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna show you this now. I don't want to change anything too much. So can you see me? Yes, you can. Yes, you can. Okay, good. So let me just show you briefly what I mean. Within the Constitution, section 76B, right now this is what is happening, and that's been happening for a long time. The State House of Assembly should make provisions for the statutory allocation of public revenue to local government councils within the state. What happens is that the state, they never send all of the money that is due to each of the local government to them. They never do it. They hold it back. In fact, they use it as a control mechanism. It is they hold it and they use it to control the local government to do whatever they want them to do. If they don't do it, we don't pay you. We don't give you your allocation. And that is because the 1999 Constitution did not give constitutional powers to the local government. And that is where we come in as people. If we want good roads across our entire state, for our entire local government, we will need to come together and go to the State House of Assembly. Remember, you paid for that building. You demand to go in and demand for them to explain why they are withholding the funds meant for your local government. Because without those funds, the roads and the schools and the things that you need to get built will not get built. So it is imperative as a collective effort that we recognize that and work together within our community. We have the opportunity to do that. We have the opportunity to now do that, because now if we start explaining how all of this is interconnected and how it will benefit us, because we all complain, oh, the road is bad though, that is bad though, that is bad, but what are we doing, realistically to deal with that? Here is a perfect opportunity of what we can do by teaching each other within the community the roles that those who we elect into office are doing, and that they are working for us. This is a re-education of the minds of our people, because they put the minds of our people in the church and in the mosque. Many of the minds of our people have been put in the church and the mosque and taken away from the community, so they never really understand how to solve the problems within the community. What we're trying to do here is to bring that back in, so that we can teach each other this from one community to the next, and encourage the community spirit to get the people to look at, we want to solve the problem and we are committed to it, and begin to hold the system to account. The system will work for us in as much as is possible, even though with the failings that it is. It can begin to work for us long enough, just enough for us till we get our self-determination. That's what we need to do, because whether we like it or not, we are in the next cycle for the next 4 years. So we might as well use the system that we're in till we get the self-determination. It's about being pragmatic about where we stand. I don't support Nigeria, not one jot. But the system that is there, in this faulty system, we must exploit it to get the benefits we need right now. And that means all of us working as a community. That's what we need to do. I firmly believe that, there's no doubt about that in my mind. Please continue to share this broadcast. Let's reach more and more people and help us grow the platform. You're watching Citizen NY, the platform where we speak truth to power. Let me just... it does take a lot out of you when I'm, talking about things in precise form like this. So I want you to understand that the bottleneck that we have, the state government, they are not constitutionally bound to hand down the money to the local government, because it is only a provision, and that is the fault. That is the major fault in the 1999 Constitution, and that is why I'm saying to you, those of you voting, you're wasting your time. You're not going to change that. Your vote will not change the fault line within the Constitution. What we need to do is to put pressure on the House of Assemblies, each of us. Make them understand that we pay their wages, the building they're in, we pay for it. Their allowance, we pay for it. The cars they drive, we pay for it. And they owe us the duty of care, and they must fix what we want them to fix for us. No excuses. They cannot walk away because they are working for us. If they don't want to do the job, then they can leave the job. That is what we need to start teaching our people to think. Because many of the people, our people, we've been taught to go to church and sit down and listen for 4 hours and go, yeah. And in the mosque, Allah Akbar, and we do that 5 hours, 10 hours, and we come back home. Oh, we're good citizens. No, that's not how to be a good citizen. To be a good citizen, you need to hold your government to account from the local level. That is how to be a good citizen. And that is where we need to start. They've taken our mind and locked it away. I keep saying that. So let me just do something. And I'm going to show you an example to buttress what I'm saying. This guy here. Let's go back now. Let me go back again. I want you to listen to this guy here.
Authority will only let my dollar card
Yeah. We're going to play it over and over.
Uniform. You are just using the uniform to oppress people. No? No.
I'll play it again and I'll pause it for a while.
There be no uniform level. Please just tell me this is the authority I have. This is the law that gives me the authority to be stopping people, to be stopping Okada people. I don't have any authority to stand here and be stopping Okada people. Yeah, authority will only let my dollar Okada do me by. Just because you are in uniform, you are just using the uniform to oppress people. No. No. The question I'm asking you, there be no uniform level. Please just tell me this is the authority I have. This is the law that gives me the authority to be stopping people, to be stopping Okada people.
So now you see what he did there. It's very important what he did, and I'm going to break it down in if I'm able to, I'll break it down in ways that you can, for us to really understand what he did there. And it's imperative that we need this kind of example on ground. We need this kind of example on ground so that our people can actually know that they have the wherewithal to make the change that they want to see and that they want to experience. One of the first things he did was that he knows about his rights. He knows about his rights. He knows that he is entitled to question those who works for him. He knows. And that is what each and every one of us must do. We need to, if we're going to change the society that we're living in, we must empower our people through knowledge. That you have the power to hold that guy to account because you are paying his wages. Because it says here are his responsibilities and he's responsible to you. And that is what we need to teach our people right now. Those of you going to the church and the mosque, you need to invest time in knowing about the rules and the roles of your local councillor, the roles of your local government, so you can hold them to account. You need to, that is more important than remembering the verses in the Bible or remembering the verses in the Quran, because the Quran and the Bible will not fix the roads that is not in your area. They will not fix the schools that is not in your area. They will not fix the toilet that is not in your area. They will not fix the bridges that is not in your area. They will not fix that. But knowing this guy knew his right. He knew that he could question them and they couldn't say no. And that is what we need. We need to spread this type of knowledge base within our communities. It's going to require effort. It's not one person. It's not two people. It's not three. It's not four. It's not five. It's not even 10. All of us watching this, we will need to be engaged in this. We will need to be part of the process of enlightening our people and talking about this. Please, that does not mean that we are saying that we are solving the problem of not being able to eat like that. I fully understand that. But by them beginning to learn psychologically to question things, they will start holding the people who are in power to account. And once that starts happening, it will free up, things start changing. The mindset start affecting your sense of inability to take care of solve a problem, because many of us have been raised to believe that we have no solutions to our own problems. By doing this and seeing results from one community to the next, I want you to believe that we will start building a community where we start helping each other, and we'll start finding that hardly will you find anybody who is going to go hungry in our community. Hardly will you find people who are destitute. Remember, let me show you something. I'll come back to this one. Let me just go back up again, if I can. Let me go back again. I want to go back here. Within the responsibility of the local government area, they are supposed to take care of the destitute and infirm. So people that have got mental health issues or they're not well, the federal local government it's their job. But people, because many of us are not, and many of the, and here's what I want you to really think about. If the local government doesn't take care of that problem, it will impact your local community. Do you follow? If your local government does not take on that responsibility, it will impact your community. So someone that might have a mental problem, they may go crazy and do crazy things within your community. But because you're not taking part in looking at the responsibility and holding the local government to account, they can kill somebody in your community. And all because all of us said, oh, it's not my job. It's not my job. It's not my job. And then it causes them, and we're not holding the local government to account. So our responsibility as people within a community is to begin to really study. And in fact, one of the things we should be doing is to start, I wish I could share this, to share this from one community to the next, to share this kind of information to all local governments, to share this kind of information to all local governments. That's one of the things I would like to do. I would like to do, and don't leave it to me. You can do that. All local governments start, well, not local government, communities, all communities, to share it to all communities within local governments. So if you know a community, share this to them. So we need, because this has to impact our communities. That is where it starts. It starts within our community to know this information. Like I said, if the people, we've seen many people who are roaming the streets who are mad, and people just say, oh, they're mad, and they leave it. It is the job of the local government to take care of them. They need to provide homes for them. They need to provide feeding for them. They need to make sure that they're in a secure place. They're not impacting the wider society. And that's what they do in the UK. So that is the kind of thing that I'm really keen to expand upon and really awaken our minds. So don't be surprised if this subject comes back again and again and again and again and again and again and again, because it is a most central part of our problem, that we have not developed a way, is a template that can be used from within our communities to empower our people to begin to hold those they put into office to account. And I'm hoping that this kind of program, spending time like this on it, will encourage people to really wake up and make that change. We are not forgetting that an election is taking place, but I'm here to tell you that that election is not going to stop. It's not going to fix your road. It won't fix your light. It won't fix your schools. It won't fix your bridges. It won't fix any of that. The churches and the mosques, they are not going to fix your problems. In fact, they are the part of the problem, because they are keeping your mind away from solving the problem of the lack of infrastructure within your community. They will come and pray. You people are praying en masse, 8 hours, 9 hours, 10 hours. That's a waste of your energy. When the people that need to be doing the job, you need to know the responsibilities and you need to hold them to it. That is what we must teach ourselves. We have been taught, we have been bastardized mentally, and we need to retrain our communities. Literally retrain one community to literally, and I mean literally. That is, our communities have been so damaged psychologically. We've been rendered helpless. And people think, oh, if I build one house there, I'm doing well. The community. No. If a community is poor, it doesn't matter whether you're rich or not, you are poor. If a community is run down, it doesn't matter if you have a fine house, your community is run down. And that is what that's been taken out of us. So, ladies and gentlemen, please do continue to share this broadcast. I'm probably going to wrap up in a few minutes. I'm not too sure yet. If you have any questions, does anybody want to call in? If you want to call in, I think somebody called me before. If anybody want to call in, I'm going to switch the phone line on. I know I've been talking for a time, but I wanted to discuss. I might call my brother if he the guy who called, who came with the suggestion and who really got the discussion going. And I really like the comments that you made. Please send me a text and we can talk. And if you want to call online, you're welcome. Let me just switch the phone line on here as we're talking, because I've been talking for a time now, and I want to hear feedback and suggestions on how you see this. The election is not going to be the solution for me. And do you agree with that? The election is not a solution. Do you agree with that thought process? And if you would like to add anything more to the discussion from that point of view, How are you reading it? Is the election is not going to solve the problem? Is that how you're reading as well? Any more suggestions? Anything that you might that you can see as a way forward, let's hear from you as well. I'm going to try and read from a cross section of the post on the broadcast and see if there's anything that's come up that people have suggested. It doesn't mean that we stop the struggle. Please don't misunderstand me. I am for Yoruba Nation. We're for Yoruba Nation, and that is my ultimate goal. But we have to be pragmatic and realistic that to get to Yoruba Nation, we need to operate at a level in which our people will wake up in time and be ready for Yoruba Nation by beginning to question those they are appointing into governance to work for them. It's changing our mindset. So I hope that is making some kind of sense. You can call in on +44 7399 580 606. If you want to chime in one or two things, if you have suggestions, we welcome suggestions, we welcome ideas, but we are looking at practically ways of actually getting people so this is what I'm looking at. Let's hear from you. I'm happy to take one or two calls, and then I might have a bit of a breather, and then I'll probably come back in the evening and do the Yoruba, do this in Yoruba as well, and touch on new topics as well, because I'm going to try and see if we might add one or two other people to join us in the broadcast this evening, because we're 1 day away from the elections. Tomorrow is going to be the last day from the elections, and those of you watching, I hope again we're going to reiterate as a cap. Yes, sorry. Before I go ahead, I will, since nobody's calling, that reminds me, I want to go back to the discussion about the man, and I want to talk about what he said. Now, he before I go, now there's the way he did this is something we need to spread across each of our communities.
Yeah.
So the first thing he did was he asked them a question. He said, do you have any authority to stand here and be disturbing Okada people? He asked a question. Now, the only reason why he was able to ask the question was that he knew that he had the right to do so as a citizen. He knew he had the right to question them as a citizen. And that is what we need to share with our people. I want us to really hold on to that point. If we do not pass that knowledge on, it is more important to pass this knowledge on than the Bible or the Quran. Because the Bible and the Quran are occupying the spaces that we need, Yeah, Achetigun. Yes. BC Olokwe, yes, indeed. So, yeah, they were cursing the governor, and that rightly so, Dr. Abiodun. So the first thing that we wanted to do, it is important that our people are able to have an information that we can disseminate this kind of information, that you have the right to question those you elect into office. It is your right. You are entitled to question them because they're working for you. You are paying their wages. So that informs how he carried himself as well. You see, when you are aware, the way we've been taught now with the religion of Islam and Christianity, we are sort of like this. We are meek. We are sort of humility. We're subservient psychologically. So when you are psychologically like this, you cannot stand up and question about what is your right, because you're going to ask, yes, oh, can you help us do this? You need to stand up. The knowledge will feed your mind to know, okay, I'm requesting something and I am going to ask because it's my right. So again, like I said, our psychology has been destroyed by these religions, and I kid you not, this is generations long. 6 generations have been destroyed by this kind of thinking, and we need to retrain that. So what he displayed there, and I particularly like that it was displayed on ground in Yoruba land. So that means that we have people that can do this. We just need it to be replicated across the whole of our communities, and that is where you and I come in. That's where we come in. So let me listen to the next bit.
Authority will any let my dollar dúró mi by. just because you are in uniform.
Now, he talked about just because you are in uniform. You remember I spoke about I spoke earlier on about uniform. Let me go back to the uniform at the beginning. So this makes perfect sense now. You will see. Let me go. You know, if you are watching, those of you who are watching at the beginning, you will recall I showed you a uniform, and it's in green. And he recognized that. He really hit the nail on the head there. And I want to really touch on that point. Where is it? Right. Okay. So now you see that he said, is it because you're in uniform? Because he recognizes what the uniform signifies. They use it as a way to keep you subservient. But because he's got knowledge and he knows about how to question things, he wasn't in a rude way. He said that because you're in uniform. So straight away he went to the heart of the problem. And remember, at the beginning of the broadcast, I spoke about the fact that the military men that you see in the picture, the policemen, and the policemen and the military, they wear similar color green. And the green symbolizes authority. The green symbolizes authority. I control you. I tell you what to do. You do not question me. Even though we are paying their wages. So you can see why it is very important that we tell our people this kind of information. That they know that the people who are working, the policemen, the doctors, and the politicians, the councillors, that they know, we must know that it is our money that is paying them. Because if we do not have that information, people will not stand up for their rights. So these are the things that I'm talking about. So I'm trying to break down into critical, in small bites, chunks, the process of what he did. And I'm hoping by doing that, we can replicate that across our communities. Because that's really, really important to break down to demystify the clothes that they're wearing. It's just a green uniform. But because every time you see a governor, you will see this man behind the governor. Every time you see a president, you will see him behind. And they're using that to psychologically tell you that you need to trust our authority. It's next to me. When I speak and this guy's action, you follow them. You bow to us. You don't question us. That is a mentally enslaved. That is a way designed to mentally enslave the people that you're supposed to be serving. And that is what I'm trying to get us to really address. So I hope that makes some kind of sense. So let's go back again to the second part of it, because I was talking a bit more. I want to hear.
You are just using the uniform to oppress people.
You are just using the uniform to oppress. And that is exactly what the uniform is designed to do. Let me go back to the picture again. The uniform is designed to oppress you. And this is the kind of information we should tell our people. The uniform they're wearing is designed to psychologically oppress you, to bow, to not stand up for your rights against the uniform. And that is where we need to really begin to do our work. Within our community, this is what has been done to us. And we need to really break that down. This kind of work will not be done by election. No, because they control the people who are in power now. They want you to perform something they want to their benefit, to say, oh, we've been democratic. But it's not a democratic process. They've chosen who they want already. This election is meaningless. But anyway, so let's just go back to the next part of what he said. I want to break it down line by line.
No.
Now, he did a very smart thing there. Almost like a bit of a he said Nuru, and he signaled to him to come to film him. Now, by doing that, the officers knew that they were being recorded. So he played his psychology on them there. So not only was he telling them that he knew, but he was going to have an evidence should they say otherwise. Can you see that? So this is what we're breaking down, So yeah, okay. Oh, I'm going to add you now. Let me add you. I didn't just saw your number. I hope you're there. I'll call you now. Let me call you right now. 1 second. Hold that number. I want to hear from the guy, from the man that we spoke to now. Let me just add him to the call, because I just saw his number. I'm going to add you straight away. Sorry about that. So I was busy trying to. So let me, since you've indicated, I'd like to bring you on board, so we can do that straight away. I'll call your number now. No, let me just do that now. New contact. So I'm going to add you. You will see come up 0. No, sorry, 1 second. 1 second. Just give me a minute, please. I'll come back to it and explain that later on a bit more, because it's a very important thing that was happening there. Okay, so what is it now? Let me just check that number quickly before I lose it. Okay, sorry. 1 second, please. I'm just trying to get this right. 4, 8, 5. Okay. 9, 7, 1. Okay. Because I want to hear from 5479. Okay, so let me just go again. So I'm going to put that number up. You'll be getting a call from me in a minute. 1 minute, please. So be expecting the call. I'm just going to put it together. Okay. Save. Okay. The call is going to come through now. The call will come in now. Babatunde Oluwatoyin. So you'll be expecting a call from me, then we can talk for a few minutes. So there you go. So if you're there, Babatunde, you can pick up the call, and then we can, I just saw the number. Okay, Babatunde Oluwatoyin, are you there? Or maybe you just walked away from the phone. Okay, he might call me when he gets the chance. So let me carry on with the discussion. So he did there, he motioned his friend to record him. So that is getting evidence to back up his case should something come up. And that's a smart move that he did there. So let's carry on again. I'll leave that now. Maybe we can talk later. So let me do this. So now. Now. Now he's saying to them, you're wearing a uniform. You're wearing a uniform. I'm asking you what authority you have. So now he's acknowledging the uniform, but from a different perspective. That yes, you're a uniform, but I'm the one paying your wages, and you need to answer my question. So there are ways you can put things across, and we need to treat. This is something that we should teach in our communities. This video is a perfect way in every community. I suggest that this video be shared in all our communities about how we can train our people to go about and start questioning authority. But they need to, of course, it doesn't start with just that alone. It starts with first knowing the responsibilities of the local council that we're going to challenge, confront, and the local councillor and the House of Assembly to know their responsibilities to us. Then we back it up now. Okay, you need to understand that all of us, we are paying their wages, and this is something we need to be doing in our communities. Isn't it interesting that the pastors and the imams, they never tell you that you are paying the wages of the councillors, the House of Reps, the governors? Did they? Isn't it interesting? Have you thought about that? You go to the church on Sunday, you complain about something, you're praying for things, but the people who are telling you to pray, they never tell you that you are the one paying the wages of the people in government. Isn't that interesting? What do you think? Anybody want to call in? If you want to call in, please do let me know. Thank you very much. Emma Alagba Emma, thank you very much. If anybody wants to call in, do call in. And let's because we need to break this down. We need to really break this down. What the man did there is a master class in how we can begin to really hold those we elect into office to account. The people who are in those officers, we pay their wages. Do you know that? We pay the wages of the officers, the army, we pay all their wages because they are paid by the government. And we, the government, are working for you and I. And that is the kind of discussion we need to begin to have within our community. We need to have community sessions where people and we need to have meetings within the communities in each community where they will talk about governance. The topic will be about governance and our role in it. and then we can do a template. I'll probably try and do a template like that, and I'll you know, I've started already. This is a kind of like a template, but we wanted to broaden it now, to start talking about the fact that the wages and the payment, well, it's in there, but in a way you can discuss it on a live discussion. And maybe you can take this section of the video, we can take it and begin to show people that you are the one paying the wages for the councillors, local government chairman, the obas, the House of Assembly, the governors, the House of Reps, the House of Senate, and the senators, the president, the vice president, all of the ministers. It is from public funds, and it's our collective public funds that is funding their lifestyle. We need to explain that to our people. The churches are encouraging you to see these people, the people in government, as gods. But that's not true. The people in government are there to serve you. They are there to serve you. That is the mindset that we need to bring into this thing. If we're going to build the place where you have good roads, water, light, those people will have to serve the people as it is intended. The Constitution as it stands now is a lie that's been used to impose a fraud on us. And we're trying to break that up. So please, in the middle of all of this, I want to encourage many of us, don't take this as a job for Citizen AY alone or anybody else. This is a job that all of us must take a hand in. And let me call that number again if they want to take the call. I don't know if they want to, because I want to just see that I think I did just now. Yeah, I'm going to take that call. I'll press that call again. See if they want to. Okay, I see that now. I'll see if they want to call it, because it was very important that I'm so glad that they actually came up with and spoke. And in fact, they reminded me of what needed to be said there. And I was going to say it, but it really came at the right time. And I hope we're learning from this. I hope we're finding this beneficial. Please share this broadcast. It is very important. With 1 day to go to the fraudulent elections, our focus must be how to begin to build from within our communities by working together, knowing our collective rights, and exercising those collective rights to get the benefits rightly belonging to us as citizens in that contraption. For as long as we are citizens, for the next 4 years we will be, because that's what's happening. But we have to exercise those rights by teaching. Teaching moment is what this man did here. Let me go back here.
Please just tell me, this is the authority I have. This is the law that gives me the authority.
Now you see that the last part of it, he said, please just tell me what authority you have. So the people who are there, they knew that they couldn't provide anything. So they started to call him, Daddy Ewa, please come. Baba, please come. Because they didn't want the people to know that he has actually exposed them. And that is what I really want to get at here. We need to teach people how to be like that. This is a masterclass in how to stand up for your rights without being seen as being rude or anything. This is a masterclass. Again, I say it, a masterclass in how to stand up for your rights. And this is what we need to show to our people. So I'll play the whole thing again, and then it will make sense now.
To be stopping people, to be stopping Okada people, and authority to stand here.
There you go.
And be stopping Okada people. Yeah, authority will only let my dog Okada do me by. Just because you are in uniform, you are just using the uniform to oppress people. No. No. The question I'm asking you, they know you have the uniform level. Please just tell me, this is the authority I have. This is the law that gives me the authority to be stopping people, to be stopping Okada people. And be...
So that is a very, very important masterclass right there. And I would urge us all to really share that within our communities, because that's where we need to start from. Please, this does not remove from the fact that we still have to provide our own, be safe in our community, and make sure that we protect ourselves within our community. But this is an addition, but it's a very important addition to what is being said, because a lot of what has happened to us has been done in a way that many of us go to the church and we believe that the church tells you to believe that you are a slave, or you are what nothing. You look up to Jesus. It's a mental conditioning. It prepares you to not question anything, to accept whatever is put in front of you, to not stand up for your rights. The same thing with Quran. It's all to see yourself as subservient. But what we're trying to say, you don't have to be rude. The man asks the right questions. And that is what we want to teach in the community. I'll let that run and you can see it there. If anybody wants to call in and you want to discuss, the number is +44 7399 580 606. On this platform, I'm afraid I don't do anything exciting like this one talked about, that one talked about. I don't do that on this platform because here what we want to do is give information out to improve the lives of the people that we connect to. It might not be the many people, but what we want to do is to make a real difference. I note, and I'm going to just segue to the scuffles, the discussions going on in the Yoruba Nation movement, and that are somewhat stalled. Now, instead of people coming up with solutions within the Yoruba Nation movement, people have resorted to personal abuse, personal attacks, bringing somebody else's personal information onto the main, into the public domain. That is not how you run anything in terms of a movement. It isn't, and it does not create unity. For me, it's not an area I'm interested in. We have 170 million people in the South, as far as I'm concerned, that requires our help and support in being able to stand up for themselves and defend themselves. So any idea, you will not find me talking about anybody about this one said, that one said, this one on this platform. No, we're not interested in that. What we're interested in is how are we going to empower our people? And many of our people don't realize that they have the power to stand up for themselves. We cannot do it. You and I alone, myself and the others, cannot go out and stand for 170 million people. We can't. I'm talking about the South. When I say 170 million people, I mean Middle Belt, Biafrans, Yorubas, and everything in between. So let's say 170, maybe even 180 million, from the Middle Belt down. So we need the people to be able to begin to stand up for themselves. What is that saying again? Teach a man, give a man a fish, he will come back and keep coming back to be fed. But teach a man how to fish. Teach a man how to fish, he will feed himself and he will thank you forever. That is what we are trying to do now. It's now to empower our people, to make them believe in themselves, that they have the power to make the change among themselves, to stand up for their rights and to build the community that they so desire. The one that will have roads, water, light, schools, bridges, hospitals, all of the amenities that they want, that will function for them. But it will require them holding those they elect into office to account. It's not about prayers. Prayers has not worked. Prayers have not worked, and we are here to tell you that the best option for us now is to work together to empower our people through this kind of knowledge. The man there, what he did there is a master class in how to hold those who are in power to account, because they are working for you. And that is what we need to share and to replicate across our communities. So I will not tire. I will come back again and again. We'll touch on this. Again, keep in mind, the government is about trying to scare you psychologically, trying to use military means and everything else to force you to remain subservient to them. No, we need to break that cycle. We need to break it. That is why we can never have infrastructure, because if you are too afraid to ask for what is rightfully yours, then you are not going to get what you deserve. And that is what we need to change. We need to break that cycle. We need to encourage our people. And this is a masterclass that you're watching on the screen. And I want you all to go ahead and share that within all our communities, because it really is a way to wake us up. We've been put to sleep. The Bible and the Quran, in many respects, has put many of us to sleep. We've been conditioned not to question anything. We've been conditioned not to do exactly what he did there, to ask questions. And we must ask questions of those who we elect. What they want us to do, what the government wants you to do is, once you elect them into office, to never say anything to them, to just say whatever they give you, thank you, sir, thank you. That's what the government wants. That's what those in power want, and we cannot have that. If we do that, we've been doing that for long. He hasn't given us roads. He hasn't given us water. He hasn't given us light. What we need to encourage our people to begin to question, to use the powers that we currently possess, limited as they are, to get the most of what we can get. till we go for referendum. That is the name of what we're saying here. So in no way are we saying that we should abandon Yoruba Nation. No, 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 no. If anything, we are going to it full steam ahead. But we are going to be bringing the people who are along with us. Imagine if we get this really going and people start questioning and start getting involved in local government. Imagine that there's 10 just even 10 million people alone with this mindset alone. 10 million in 170. There will be a massive change. In fact, the governors will be afraid because they will know that they cannot get away with anything. But the conditioning has been never for us not to question them. And that is, they've done that successfully for a long time. And this is time for us now to address that, to change it, to make sure those who, work for us, they are accountable to us. I hope, please, if you do want to call in, it's +44. I don't know, is the number on the screen? I don't know if you can, is the number on the screen? I think it is on the screen. Let me just check. Oh, sorry. So, if you do want to call in, you can call in. It's +44 739 580 606. So you can call in, say a few words, because I'm probably going to wind down in a few minutes. But I hope you found this beneficial. If you have, please do me one favor. Share it to 10, 15, 20, 30. If you can share it to 100 of your friends online on YouTube, go to YouTube, subscribe. If you can do that, that'll be great help because the information is geared to really waking us up. I hope it's not too complicated. I hope it's something that people can actually look at and go, okay, I can relate to this. I can, it makes sense to me. What do you think? So please do share the broadcast. Hit notification button. Give us thumbs up. Let us reach more and more and more and more people so that we can awaken ourselves collectively. We need a lot of us in this struggle. One day to that fraudulent elections. So I'm going to pull that back on. Let me pull this up now a little bit so we can. 1 second. So, okay. So now, just a bit of a recap before I go. If I don't hear from anybody, or you can call in. It is 1 day to go. It is 1 day, 14 hours, 9 minutes, 56 seconds to the fraudulent elections. Now, on the evidence of what we've shown you now, I think it is clear that for me, I would not be putting my focus on elections. I'll be focusing on our local communities and how to empower them, because that is where we need to really make the change. We've been conditioned to never question anything, to bow, to always be subservient, and we need to break free from that. They've used that to cower us. Now they're using the military vehicles on the streets to cower us, psychologically depress us, to never hold them to account, to always see those who were elected to office as overlords over us. No, they're meant to serve us. We need to change that mindset. So that is what I hope that many of you would have learned from today's broadcast. We will come back again. I'm hoping that we'll bring other people on board and we can talk. I've tried to bring on the brother who spoke earlier on. He may well be that he doesn't want to talk online, and that's fine. We can talk off air. But this time around, we need to empower our people. And one of the things I want us to do is to really make sure that we continue to bring that together, bring that up. And we will continue to reiterate it. The masterclass by that man in the picture, I don't even know his name, is how we need to go. We have to teach our people about our rights as citizens, our rights, because many of the things we learn, we're taught to be, good citizens is the one who follows the government, who obeys the government, who obeys the laws of the government. But the government is also responsible to you, and that the government you have the right to question them, and we need to teach that, because that has been taken away from the books. Not many people know that they can question those they elect, because they don't know that they are the ones paying the wages. Many people have that fact has been hidden from many, and the pastors and the imams never ever talk about that. I don't even think they even know themselves. So that is what is really important in all of this. So, ladies and gentlemen, I am so grateful that you've been with this broadcast all this while, and it's been, you can see now that it's very stable. It didn't come off. There was a connection issue, unbeknownst, but it's solved. So please, if you're watching us, Yes, of course. Star on, or if you want to give stars on Facebook, we welcome. If you want to, assist in any way, the best thing I can suggest, one of the things you can do is go and get the how long will I go suffer? Will I go to suffer? Download it on iTunes or Spotify. You can download it directly and share it, because the message in there is powerful, and it's one of the it's a song that I will play now again before I wrap up. So with that said, I want to thank you all very much. I think it's been over 2 hours now, if I'm correct, that we've been on the broadcast. Let me see to get the precise timings. And I want to wait. Like I said, I welcome calls from anybody. If you want to call, if you want to talk, call in, and if you want to contribute to the discussions, and if you feel there might be suggestions, please don't leave it to me alone. I don't have all the suggestions. I don't have all the answers. I don't pretend to. I am just a citizen that is concerned. I want to see a better future for the coming generation, and I want that to be something, a legacy that we can live together collectively for the coming generation. So that is what I really want. So and I'm sure that is what we want collectively. So please don't forget, if you haven't downloaded the VPN, make sure you download it. If you make sure you have food, you've stored up for food for the next coming few days. We may come on a short broadcast at short notice on either Oduduwa TV Radio or Citizen AY. We may come on live at any point, just to give you updates. But always and ever, as always, we are not like I said, we're not interested in tittle-tattle. We are only interested in bringing awareness and information that will improve the lives of our people, that will empower them to stand up for themselves. Because at this point in time, we are still standing up for the people, but they need to be taught how to stand up for themselves. So standing up for the people is like giving them fish. What we want to do is to teach them how to stand up for themselves. So we teach them how to fish. Instead of giving them fish, when you give them fish, we are standing up for them. But when we teach them how to fish, they are standing up for themselves. And more of them that can do that, the more they can get the infrastructure and the accountability that they need, that is so desperately lacking in this fraudulent governance. So with that said, I want to thank you all very much. I'm going to have a bit of a break, like I said before. I can feel my throat, it's going hoarse now. I hope you find it beneficial. Share this broadcast. One day to go to that fraudulent elections. For me, it is not a focus. It is just an event that's happening. The focus is about how to empower the people to hold their governors to account by letting them know that they are the ones paying the wages of each and every one of those who are calling themselves honorables or whatever. All of that. They are the ones, you are paying their wages. And that is a message that we need to share in every community. Once people know that they are the ones paying the wages and they have the right to hold them to account, their mindset changes. The churches and the mosque, they are telling the people that they have to do what the government says. They have to be good citizens. But the government is not doing its part, which is being responsible to the citizens. So we, the citizens, have to remind them by holding them to account. Because, like I said, the mosque and the church is enslaving the minds of the people to never question the governance, the corrupt governance. And that's why they're getting away with what they're doing. So we need to put a change to it. So thank you so very much. You're watching Citizen AY, the platform where we speak truth to power. Let me play that song so that we can wrap it up from there. So you can get this song on iTunes and Spotify, and you can and help us by do that. Just download it. It's 90p or something, or even 70, something like that. Get it and share it. And the message is powerful. Listen to the words. I want you to listen to the words in the music. It is very relevant. Oh, somebody's calling me. Hello. Mo wa live báyìí. Ṣé ẹ fẹ́ sọ̀rọ̀ live? Hello. No, mo wà live. Ẹ lè máa sọ̀rọ̀ báyìí. Mo wà live. Tẹ́ fẹ́ béèrè abẹ́ fẹ́ bá mi sọ̀rọ̀. Yes.
Tí mo bá yín sọ lánàá náà ni ọ̀rọ̀ nípa ti Yorùbá nation tí gbogbo wa mo ní mo mọ̀ wípé bàtà kọ́kọ́ bẹ̀rẹ̀ kìíní yẹn.
Bẹ́ẹ̀ni.
Kódà mo rí yín gan-an.
Bẹ́ẹ̀ni ma.
Gbogbo wàhálà yín bẹ́ẹ̀ ṣe ń lọ káàkiri
Bẹ́ẹ̀ni.
tá a máa ń ṣàdúrà fún yín.
Bẹ́ẹ̀ni.
Tọ́lá wa ìyá ní group tá
Bẹ́ẹ̀ni. Ẹ ṣeun. Bẹ́ẹ̀ni ma.
So a máa ń gbàdúrà fún yín gan ṣùgbọ́n gbà tó kàn di àárín kan
Bẹ́ẹ̀ni.
bàbá tí onítìrí kọ́ dé yẹn
Bẹ́ẹ̀ni.
inú wa dùn.
Bẹ́ẹ̀ni.
A ṣe àdúrà fún
Bẹ́ẹ̀ni.
wípé Ọlọ́run máa ran obìnrin lọ́wọ́ lórí kó lè bá wa gba kínní yìí o.
Bẹ́ẹ̀ni ma.
Ṣùgbọ́n tí mo wá fẹ́ sọ ní àárín yẹn ni wípé sẹ́mọ̀ pẹ́mi tí mo bá yín sọ̀rọ̀ mi sísá owó níyì ni.
Bẹ́ẹ̀ni ma. Bẹ́ẹ̀ni ma. Bẹ́ẹ̀ni ma.
Ẹ̀ka owó níyì Kogi tó ṣe politician jọ̀hún.
Bẹ́ẹ̀ni ma. Okay. Wow.
So ọkọ mi ni sẹ́mọ̀ ti kú.
Bẹ́ẹ̀ni ma. Bẹ́ẹ̀ni.
So mo sá wá kíní yẹn wá ká mi lára bí ó ṣe tún wá padà rí.
Bẹ́ẹ̀ni.
Wá pé heritage ń jọkàn mo ní kí ló ń ṣẹlẹ̀ kí ló dé tí gbogbo ọ̀hún wá ń rí báyìí mo ní kí ló dé tí ìyá onítìrí
Bẹ́ẹ̀ni.
tí kò lè bá bàbá Akíntóyè
Bẹ́ẹ̀ni.
àti Sunday Igboho àtẹ̀yẹ náà àti heritage àtàwọn kíní kan gbẹ̀gbẹ̀dú gbogbo
Bẹ́ẹ̀ni.
wọn bá yẹ kẹ́ bá lè mọ̀ pé mo ń tẹ̀lé kíní yín.
Bẹ́ẹ̀ni.
Mo ní kí ló ní tí ẹ lé sí àpéjọpọ̀ lẹ jókòó kódà kó bá ṣe wípé ní àwọn politician kan ni ẹ fẹ́ pé kí wọ́n ṣe kíní yẹn.
Bẹ́ẹ̀ni.
Gbogbo yín àjọ tó fọwọ́sowọ́pọ̀. Ẹ dẹ̀ jọ conclude láàrin ara yín. Wípé bẹ́ẹ̀ ṣe ń fẹ́ kàn yín orílẹ̀ eléyìí. Kò ní pé ìdàdà ní bá a ṣe ń ṣe yìí.
Bẹ́ẹ̀ni.
Bá
Bẹ́ẹ̀ni.
a ṣe ń ṣe tá a jà ìyá àlè rójú tú kankan.
Bẹ́ẹ̀ni. Bẹ́ẹ̀ni.
Òun lè sọ wípé ìyá Hausa ni mo gbé for almost about 35 years.
Wow.
Bẹ́ẹ̀ni mo ti lọ sí school bẹ́ẹ̀ni mo ti bímọ gbogbo àwọn ọmọ mi.
Bẹ́ẹ̀ni.
Àwọn Hausa gbọ́.
Bẹ́ẹ̀ni.
Wọ́n gbọ́.
Bẹ́ẹ̀ni.
Ṣé ẹni táwọn Hausa máa ń ṣe ni wípé tí wọ́n bá fẹ́ bára wọn jà.
Bẹ́ẹ̀ni.
Àwọn wà nínú mẹ́sìn tí wọ́n ti sọ̀rọ̀ síra wọn. Wọ́n ní jẹ́ kí n tí wọ́n bá ṣe yẹn kó jáde síta.
Bẹ́ẹ̀ni.
Hausa ní kinní kan wọ́n trust àwọn.
Yes.
Wọ́n trust ara wọn. Bí Hausa bá dẹ̀ sọ fún yín pé àwọn ò ṣe nǹkan kan ó ṣe tí wọ́n sọ yẹn ni wọ́n sọ fún yín yẹn. Ṣé nígbà tó wà ní Kánò John tí Hausa àti Yorùbá bá ń jà báyìí Yorùbá máa kọjá lẹ́gbẹ̀ẹ́ wọn ni. Tí ọmọ Hausa kan bá débẹ̀ yóò máa sọ fún yín wípé ojú gangan ni kinní yẹn ṣe tí ò dẹ̀ mọ̀ kankan á dẹ̀ máa gbìjà Hausa ara rẹ̀. So bí láìpẹ́ yẹn ṣe rí nìyẹn ni mo ṣe wá pè yín wípé mo fẹ́ ohun tó ń ṣẹlẹ̀ gangan nípa ọ̀rọ̀ ní tìrí. Kí ló ń ṣẹlẹ̀?
Well, Emma, hold on ma, hold on. Ẹ jẹ́ kí n sáré ṣe kíní kan. Mo kàn fẹ́ ẹ̀yin máa sọ̀rọ̀ lọ. Okay, for me 1 second, mo ń bọ̀ o. So, ladies and gentlemen, I want you to just listen to this track and then we'll wrap up. Hold on.
My people, I throw it salute. Hey, hey. Make it like hell. How long? How long? How long? How long? How long? How long? How long will I go this off? How long? How long? How long? How long? How long? How long? How long will I go this off? How long? How long? How long? How long? How long? How long? How long will I go this off? How long? How long? How long? How long? How long? How long will I go this off? My people, we don't tire inside Nigeria. Now slave camp we dey Now so my people, we don't tire for the country where them they call Nigeria. Now slave camp The time done knock where we suppose stand up for our rights. Stand up for our rights. The time done knock where we suppose stand up for our rights. For self-determination. How long? How long? How long? How long? How long? How long? How long will I go this off? How long? How long? How long? How long? How long? How long? How long will I go this off? How long? How long? How long? How long? How long? How long? How long will I go this off? How long? How long? How long? How long? How long? How long will I go this off? Abdul Salam na fake man. constitution. No be lie, na lie, oh, na fake, na fraud, oh. That yeah constitution. Na him dem dey claim close to na eye, oh. Make una wake up, make una wake up, oh. How long? How long? How long una go dey suffer? How long? How long? How long? How long una go dey suffer? How long? How long? How long? How long una go dey suffer? How long? Oh, how long? How long? How long una go dey suffer? My people, I want make una know say oh, self-determination oh, na your right oh. My people, I want make una know say oh, self-determination na your right oh. Confirm. You must fight for your right. You must stand for your right. You must get up, stand up. You must tell your people for your village, for your town, for your city, any inside country where you dey oh. Atiku, Emilokan, or Peter Obi no be the solution. Na the solution, na it be the solution. Make una wake up, make una wake up. Time don't knock, bagang. Be Yoruba man, you be Biafran. I want make una know say self-determination na your right you. How long? How long? How long? How long una go dey suffer? How long? How long? How long? How long una go dey suffer? How long? How long? How long? How long una go dey suffer? How long? Oh, how long? How long? How long una go dey suffer? Yoruba land na your land yo. Middle belt na your land yo. Hausa land na your land yo. Biafra land na your land yo. No be Nigeria. No be Nigeria. No be Nigeria. No be Nigeria. Ra 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 oh.
Yes, so thank you very much. The song is How Long Gonna Go to Suffer. You got the cover there. It's on Spotify, it's on iTunes. You can download it, share it. I hope you listen to the words in there, you know, and I hope you find that beneficial. In a way, we need to continue to remind our people, you know, and hopefully to prompt them, how long gonna go to suffer? We do not need to suffer like this. We have everything and more. We are blessed with resources. What we need is to be able to connect and combine ourselves together and hold ourselves and stand up and hold these crooks in power to account and get what we need in our communities. It starts from one community to the next, and the next, and the next, and the next, and the next. It requires collective effort, and we must not relent. So I thank you all so much for joining this broadcast. It's been a pleasure. Please do, I welcome you all to call in if you want to call in and contribute. And thank you. Don't forget, please go ahead and subscribe to Citizen AY on YouTube, the platform where we speak truth to power. Leave your comments. I'll endeavor to answer each and every comment as much as I can. There's a lot of work we'll be doing behind the scenes in terms of research to try and give us updates onto what's going on and to make sure that, you know, our people remain aware. And please, one of the things that I always say is that the idea is to make sure that we never feel powerless. We are not powerless. We are powerful, but we need to focus our energy. It's our collective effort that will get us to self-determination, get us through referendum and self-determination. It's our collective effort. I firmly believe that. So let's not relent. Let's go forward. I thank you so much for joining. You've been watching Citizen AY, the platform where we speak truth to power. Don't forget, How Long Gonna Get Suffer is available on Spotify and iTunes. And please go ahead, subscribe to Citizen AY on YouTube. Give us a thumbs up, share it to as many people as possible. I'll come back and expatiate furthermore in terms of how we can take power in the current system that we have and actually hold them to account. It requires us to teach our people. We've got to retrain the mind of our people. So thank you so much. Thank you for watching. You're watching Citizen AY, the platform where we speak truth to power. I'll be back later on. Thank you. Bye for now. Bye. Bye. I forget that all the time. I always forget that. Damn it. Okay.